This is Dolynny TV. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to another edition, the first edition for the 2022-2023 calendar for the World Juniors Canada versus Finland pre-tournament action. And dang, oh dang, does it feel good to be back. A tournament that definitely shouldn't be cut short this year, this time round. And secondary too, we're not doing it in the middle of August when it's, 35 degrees out and there's music festivals to be covering instead of World Juniors hockey. So my friends, as we get set for tonight's pre-tournament action, just more or less a warm-up for what we will endure over the next week and a half here between Boxing Day and of course January, I think 4th or 5th, coming down the stretch into the championship and gold medal rounds of this tournament. So as I welcome you aboard, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. It's my great pleasure to have you along this evening. I feel like tonight could be a great opportunity to really get things kicked off early before Boxing Day. Boxing Day planning to be a full slate of games on Dolynny TV as we push towards that big ol' 10,000 subscriber mark here on YouTube, just now shy by about 330 subscribers. So as we start off that discussion, if you're new to the channel, take this live stream, consider hitting that subscribe button. It'd be my great pleasure to have you along. I don't think it's too much of a mystery as to what hockey team I root for, if I'm being all too honest. And I think too for my friends that do watch Dolynny TV primarily for the Oilers coverage as you tune in this evening, I don't need to explain it too much further. All right. As we get to this one, it's a game between Canada and Finland as we will get set for the final pre-tournament game of the pre-tournament slate. This one coming to us where? Well, coming to us live from, if I could find it here would be good. No, unfortunately not there. Canada versus Finland, there it is. Hockey Canada World Junior Exhibition. That's what we want to discuss here in a matter of moments. And as we get going, right, this exhibition matchups have started all the way back on the 18th. Today, obviously, December 23rd, Friday, the last Friday before Christmas, folks. I hope you're ready for it. It's going to be a busy time. And of course, as we get set for this one, if I could just find a way to get any information about it, that would be great. Switzerland shocking Sweden on a no-goal call for Sweden in overtime, winning on the next possession pretty much, and of course winning 4-3. Austria, Slovakia will start right away within the next 4 to 5 minutes, live from Truro, Nova Scotia. And Halifax, Nova Scotia playing home to our Canada versus Finland game that we will all enjoy here on Dolynny TV as we get set to cover this game this evening for you here. As we turn to the chat, Holly, good evening. Santi, good evening. The game starts in just about 27 minutes from now. Michael, welcome in. And am I going to stream the game? This is, of course, probably what everybody in the chat is waiting for me to answer. Due to copyright restrictions, cannot stream it, unfortunately, but I will do my best. I've been practicing my play-by-play as best I possibly can on Oilers games this season, so we'll see what we can do. Obviously, none too familiar with either the Canadian nor Finnish roster this evening, but we'll adapt that as the tournament goes along and get to know the players and the teams a little bit better, I promise you. I'll just try to do my best to keep you up to date as best I can, and we'll figure out a compromise somewhere in the middle if that works for you. That's kind of my take on that one. Now, if I could figure out how to, how do I say this? Figure out how to get a scoreboard up for you, I would, but unfortunately right now it looks like, oh, right there, I think I might have just figured it out. Perfect. Okay, we'll see what happens. We'll see once the game goes live if this sheet ends up turning over to an actual live scoreboard that we'll be able to use. But as we get set for this, we'll get rocking and rolling, as I'm just going to take a quick second to get things checked in here, and it looks like things are off to a roaring start. Good to go. Stream's healthy. We are good to go, my friends. We are, as I said, about 25 minutes away from puck drop this evening. We'll have, of course, a little bit of time to ourselves to get to know one another in the chat and see what we can do within the framework of having a good game between Canada and Finland this evening, as we'll see what ends up happening between those two teams. All right. An epiphany coming in with the knowledge, the background on me myself, as I am I am a professionally trained, I guess you could say, or formerly trained, whatever you want to say it, broadcaster, having a diploma in broadcasting myself, but a guy who broadcasts out of his basement and makes a half decent go of it here on YouTube, I guess you could say. And the next game I'm going to is March 31st up in Cold Lake as we get a hockey tournament to broadcast there on Dolynny TV for a weekend. I think that's honestly the next hockey game I got on the docket, other than a couple of AHL games down here in Calgary. I don't think I've got any Oilers games on the docket as of yet, because simply put, it is not the season to be traveling on the QE2 every second or third weekend at current. Would I give up Broberg a 2023 first round pick in Tullio or Savoy for Chychrun? Absolutely not. No. Let's not even go to the Jacob Chychrun trades today. That's something I should probably save for a video. But yeah, no, I don't know if I've made myself clear on the Jacob Chychrun situation, but I'm not all in on giving up everything for Jacob Chychrun kind of deal, and that's more or less giving up everything. So, what do we got going here, friends? What can we figure out as we get set for this game? Is there anything I can add to this one? Obviously, so far Canada, I don't think it's been scored on in. Oh no, I don't think they've been scored on in the pre-tournament action as of yet. They've got 12 goals for and a 13th one that they put in their own net. That there's been a lot of fanfare about that. For Finland, they've had 2 goals for in their pre-tournament action. They're 0-1 in pre-tournament action and 5 goals against for a -3 goal differential. Canada obviously a +11. And they played the States on December 19th, a 5-2 loss there for Finland. Canada winning 6-1 over Slovakia and 6-0 over Switzerland, scoring all 13 goals in the game. So that's what you need to know there as we get set for tonight's action. The rosters, of course, this is what you need to know as we can probably dictate a little bit of what's happening for Canada. If we go to the Hockey Canada Twitter handle, see what we can figure out. Hockey Canada, that's what I'm looking for. Let's see what we can glean from there, as looks like we're getting things set. Kevin Korchinski is ready to drop the puck. The lineup is locked and loaded. Thomas Milic will get the start for Canada. That's what I was looking for. Gaudreau starts on Boxing Day against the Czech Republic if you're looking for something there. It looks like the top line will be Brennan Othman, Shane Wright, and Connor Bedard, followed up by Adam Fantilli, Logan Stankoven, and of course Dylan Gunther in the top 6. Zach Dean, Nathan Gaucher, and Joshua Roy will be the third line. Colton Dach, Caden Bankier, and Zach Ostapchuk will be the fourth line, followed with the 13th forward and the versatile forward at that for the Team Canadian lineup. Reed Schaefer, the Edmonton Oilers draft pick, will slot in as the 13th forward. Ethan Del Mastro and Olin Zellweger will form the top pairing. Tyson Hines and Brant Clark the second pairing. Nolan Allen and Kevin Korchinski the third. And Jack Matcher, or Mayer, I don't know how to say that one, we'll figure it out as the broadcast goes along, will be the 7th defenseman. Alright, we're getting closer to game time now. Just and yeah, we're getting closer here, that's for sure. Oh, Patrick coming in here. Okay, now we're trying to convince me on this trade idea from Michael. I'm loving this, but as far as it's concerned, I'd say for the Oilers, I don't know if I'm giving up that much, obviously, because here's the thing. When it comes to any of the Oilers' current prospects, is I have been doing this Oilers YouTube thing for a very long time, and I've grown very attached to our guys. I've grown attached to their stories. I've grown attached, and it's not even that I overvalue them. I just love these guys to death because they're our guys, right? That's at the end of the day the problem here when you're talking about trading away a guy like Tullio or Savoy, a guy like Broberg. These are guys that, right, fans have either been upset about or fans have been happy with that were drafted. I wasn't the biggest fan of Broberg when he was drafted, but you get the fanfare from Bakersfield sent up your way every day about them. You get right. You learn these guys' story. You watch them develop, and it's hard not to grow attached. That's I guess the biggest hardship I have when talking about trading these guys. Right. You think about that COVID year there. I got to watch Carter Savoy light up the NCAA that season, and he was one of the best things about it. Tulio obviously had a great year last year and looks to be a very promising prospect for the Oilers. Not even a top-end prospect, but just a guy that contributes to your lineup. So it's tough. It's tough. I really want to keep these guys just to see them have their career here, right? Anyway, folks, give me a second. If you're new to Dolynny TV, I'll kind of quickly explain how this whole shebang works. Is as soon as I go live, people start texting me and sending me Snapchats and stuff like that as they try to kind of throw me off my game. And that's kind of half the fun of being live in real time on YouTube, is what your friends send you over text, Snapchat, Facebook, whatever. So give me a second here to reply. Alright, let's go bang, and let's go here. Bingo, there we go. Alright, texts, Snapchats, everything's replied to. We're good to go there, and now we should be flying for this one. The Team Canadian lineup already announced, of course, the lineup locked in for this evening's matchup against the Finnish side, the Suomi side, I guess. And again, I'd like somebody from Finland to come into the chat and correct me on how to properly say Suomi. I think it's Suomi, but I'm not Suomi. Again, something I want somebody to correct me on. I want to know once and for all how to properly say it. That's what I'm saying. I want to know once and for all how to properly say it. And if somebody'd be so kind to give me the phonetic spelling or the pronunciation, however you want to say it, that would be great in terms of the broadcast. All right. As we get set, my friends, we are now almost 15 minutes away from puck being dropped here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and then we can get to the play-by-play and the coverage of the game this evening. Of course, a game that should be a little bit more down to earth for Canada and Finland, right? I don't think Finland's going to lay an egg like a 5-2 loss against the Americans on December 19th, and I think for Canada too, you're probably not in it to score 6 goals against Finland this evening. So Team Canada lines in warm-up remain the same. So Schaefer's still your 13th forward and Mathieu the 7th defenseman. So there you go. That's what you need to know as we get set. And we should be almost ready for hockey. I don't know if anyone has any questions to answer here as we get things going on the broadcast, but I think as it currently stands, we haven't had too many of our friends internationally join into the stream as of yet. Looks like a lot of regular Dolynny TV viewers in the chat so far, so we'll wait for the broadcast to be that much closer and we'll see what ends up happening, as I'm not sure if the game's being telecast in Finland or not tonight. I thought I'd take a chance and see what ends up happening here on this live stream, as normally anything with Finland in it does pretty well on YouTube, I must say. So we'll see if that ends up being the case this evening. And of course, Team Canada, I can't not put up a live stream for the countrymen, right? That's what you got to do. It's the thing. There's a reason there's a Canada jersey hanging on the wall, right? Obviously. All right, but as we get going, we are obviously, as I said, 330 some odd subscribers away from 10,000. I don't know if you're a regular viewer of Dolynny TV, you know just how hard I've been pushing to try and hit that mark this month. And obviously, if you're a new viewer, you're going to learn very quickly how much I'm pushing to hit this mark this month. It's 330. I feel if we have a really good stream tonight, and I don't forget to mention it often, we should be good to hit that by the end of Boxing Day, and that's kind of my Christmas gift to myself. But unfortunately, I need a little bit of crowdsourced help with it, if you know what I mean. So that's where we're sitting as we get going into this. But as we get the Team Canada rosters going, obviously for Finland, just to quickly cover things off, Canada in a group with Sweden, Germany, Czech Republic, and I believe Czechia. this season, and does not look like they've got any roster data for Finland at the 2023. It is Austria, not Latvia. My apologies there. So we'll see what ends up coming out of Group B. I think obviously the favorites in Group B would be the US and Finland, but should Slovakia, Latvia, or Switzerland find a way to win against the other two twice, it could start making things a little interesting in that group, if I'm being honest, and we'll see who decides to do what in that group and how it all translates out. But that's the best part about this, is I get to do a warm-up stream. I get to do a practice stream on December 23rd, and then when we get to flip over to Boxing Day, then it's the real show. It's the whole shebang, and we get to do it the right way. But as we just get ready for this one, again, a reminder, we're now within 15 minutes of hopefully seeing puck drop here between the Canadian side and the Finnish side. As things are going here, we're just looking we're just looking at things on Twitter to see if there's anything we need to know, and it doesn't really look like there's much else we need to know. And there goes my phone as soon as I take a break. And Merry Christmas greetings coming in. Boom. There we go. Cool. Good to go. Quick comments. I don't think anyone's sending me a bunch of craziness on Twitter or anything today, so we should be fine. And Jade and everybody else tuning in to tonight's live stream, unfortunately I cannot show the game due to copyright restrictions. I don't know if you folks that have tuned in have seen that Nad played on this live stream prior to me coming on, I guess you could say. Simply put, due to that, I can't show the game. It's a little bit illegal for me to do that, and I would prefer not to lose my business over just trying to live stream one game. Literally, it's as soon as they detect that footage is being shown, they shut me down, and I legitimately lose my business because of it. I get a live stream ban for 3 months. I do it again, I get a complete ban off YouTube for it. So it's not worth it. And I'm a good enough play-by-play guy. I have enough belief in myself, I guess you could say, as somebody who went to school for broadcasting, somebody who's called multiple Junior B playoff games, multiple Oilers games this season and last on YouTube. I think I'm fully capable of giving you what you need to know in tonight's hockey game if you can't find it. Of course, you find it somewhere else, fine and dandy, go watch it. That's nothing hurt my feelings, and we should be good to go. John, welcome in as we're just getting everybody ready to watch the game. Of course, tonight's game, I haven't told you that, and Seaman, thank you for asking that question. In Canada this evening, if you are looking for the game, it's available on tsn.ca. Now, this is, of course, the hardest part of every season. What I've got to tell you is if you have a friend, a neighbor, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, a grandmother that has a cable package that has TSN, if you can take their login information to pay their bills, whatever, like their account information that logs them into their account management for that service, and take it to tsn.ca if you're in Canada and log into their live service via that login information, it will get you access to tonight's game. That is good advice, my friends. If you want to watch any single World Juniors game this season, that is the advice you want to follow if you are in Canada for this World Juniors tournament. All right, there you go. tsn.ca, hit the live, log in via the service provider your aunt, cousin, uncle, grandma, sister-in-law, whatever is using, and guess what? Go watch the games just with everybody else. And while you're doing that, and as a thank you for the advice, leave Dolynny TV on in the background, and let's do it together, shall we? That's, I guess, what I'd pitch to you this evening. But as we're currently pacing out, we've had a mild start to the live stream so far. Of course, if you don't know Dolynny TV too well, you would know as well that my friends, typically I'm very much so, I don't really care about the views on the live stream. The views on the live stream don't matter much to me. It's the watch time. That's the big indicator to how my live stream's going, and so far so good. 4.19 hours. Now, the World Juniors live streams, I don't know Obviously, if you watch the regular Dolynny TV Edmonton Oilers live streams, I'm very often speaking about the 50 hours watched. Oh, no, no, no. We're going for 100 hours tonight. It's not 50 hours on the Edmonton Oilers stream. No, it's going to be 100 hours tonight. I promise you that. I know we're going to get there, but of course, if you can leave your phone on, if you have to go cook supper or something, or leave your laptop on and put me on mute, whatever you have to do to just leave me on, I'd appreciate that very much so, because let me tell you, it's a big time help to get things going along the way and allow people to find the stream. That said, too, there's only 3 likes on the stream so far. If you're new to the channel or you're returning to Dolynny TV, what I want you to do right now is consider hitting that like button here on the live stream video, whatever the heck it is, and let's get things going on this stream and really kick off what's going to be a great start to the World Juniors this year. All right, we're going to be good. We are now less than 10 minutes away from the broadcast, flipping live from Nova Scotia, and we can actually get to covering this game instead of watching SportsCenter, which is kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. And the text message is still coming in. I promise you, I won't be nearly as distracted by my phone as soon as the broadcast flips live. This is just kind of my time to make sure the people trying to get a hold of me before we end up going too far down the rabbit hole that is a broadcast for, 3.5 hours, I believe, is what normally these World Junior streams take. So my crazy butt is planning on streaming for 4 games on Boxing Day, so from 9 a.m. to about 7 o'clock. So we're talking roughly, we may be looking at just about 12 hours of broadcasting on Saturday. I don't think times start correctly enough for us, so we'll see how that works out. But as we get set for this one again, folks, it's just one of those matters. It's Canada, Finland at 4:30 Mountain Time, so that would be 6:30 Eastern Time here in Canada. And in Finland, my friends, let's go Helsinki local time, and let's find out what time it is there for puck drop today. So it's 1:23 in the morning in Helsinki right now. My friends from Finland tuning into the live stream, despite not too many of you coming into the chat so far, thank you for choosing to spend the earliest hour mornings you possibly can with me here out in Canada, broadcasting this one to you live from my basement. Puck drops at 1:30 in Helsinki. That's crazy, my friends, and I appreciate you staying up with us this evening to make it happen. And you know, even if I'm not talking to anyone from Finland yet in the live stream, I guarantee you we will have a lot of great Finland friends come on by. They're some of the world's best hockey fans, next to Canadians. Hey, I'm always going to say we're the best hockey fans, but next to Canadians, you want to talk about folks that are serious about their hockey. It's the Finnish, and they have proved that time and time again here on Dolynny TV and anywhere else I have live streamed a national, international game. So we'll see if that holds true for another year, but we'll see what ends up happening as we just get closer to puck drop now, just about 6 minutes away. Just another quick refresh of Twitter to see where we're getting. Captain Canada spreading the cheer. Who's captain of the Canadians? Number 15 this year. Who's number 15? Shane Wright. Okay. Shane Wright is the captain of the Canadians this season. Sure. Okay. Didn't know that. I actually didn't know who Canada had named captain. And it's kind of almost feeling a little more real now that we're in our actual final location here. Canada speaking about playing in Halifax before the Boxing Day kickoff to the tournament. So we'll see what ends up happening here for Canada, obviously, in this pre-tournament game. But it doesn't matter much, as the pre-tournament game is just a precursor, a warm-up more or less to the Boxing Day festivities that we will all get to enjoy live from Moncton, New Brunswick and Halifax, Nova Scotia. One of the first times that Out East has hosted this tournament, and a very exciting time for them to do as such. So here we go. Let's just quickly see what we have for watch time now here on the stream, placing at 5.6. So just in that span of the few minutes that I waited to tell you again, we've already gone up by 1.5 hours on the stream, and we're having ourselves a productive little pregame so far. As you'll see if you're watching the numbers on the stream, and this is the most magical thing about the World Juniors, every single year you'll see that it's going to pop up very quickly here on Dolynny TV. It's going to go from our hovering around about 12 to 20 in the stream live at once. I imagine top of the game here, when we flip to the game at 4:30, it will be booming off the charts about to probably at least 45, 50, I would imagine, and we'll have some friends in here ready to talk. So again, my friends that have spent the time in the chat with me and have listened to me give out the explanations, the reasonings, and everything for how things work on Dolynny TV, if you'd be so kind to help explain things when I don't have a second to, that'd be greatly appreciated. It's amazing when you guys are able to help me out. Every little bit counts, and I mean, hey, you know what, if I can provide the entertainment, you guys can help each other out and get directed where you need to go. That is in essence the best part of it, that is for sure. So we're almost there. It's 4:26. That's a lot of talking. That's what I forget. These pre-games for World Juniors, I start half an hour early instead of like on the Oilers broadcast where I start about 5-10 minutes away from the game flipping onto the television, because obviously those games take forever to get started, and on Dolynny TV it's easy enough, that we just sit here and natter away for 10 minutes. But on these World Juniors, you just never know what the pre-game's going to do, so why miss those extra views and extra interactions that you can get in the pre-game that we so often do here on the channel. Anyway, friends, I guess realistically, what are you thinking of the fancy dancy shirt to kick off the World Juniors coverage? I'm absolutely in love. I was telling somebody upstairs earlier today when I threw this on just before coming down to get set up for the broadcast, is this shirt, when I was over at Winners a couple months back in the summer, it spoke to me. All right, this shirt spoke to me, and I just had to buy it, and it's one of the shirts I feel sharpest in. So we'll see if Canada is going to feel just as sharp in this hockey game against Finland, the pre-tournament World Juniors last exhibition for Canada before getting things kicked off on Boxing Day against Czechia on Monday, not Tuesday, Monday. So that's where we sit. We're just waiting for this World Juniors game to start, and then we'll kick things off in dramatic fashion on Boxing Day. Of course, Canada has the final game that day, so we'll see if I'm even going to be able to make it there, but I think we are going to be able to do it no problemo, my friends. And this water is tasting dang good today, that's for sure. And it looks like for my Oilers friends, Alphonso Davies is expected to be in attendance tonight at Rogers Place to see the Oilers and Canucks matchup. That's a pretty good matchup for him, that's for sure, as he should be pretty well received at Rogers Place. Obviously a Canucks kid in a sense too, having played for the Vancouver Whitecaps. Alright. Anyone's got any questions here before this game gets underway, fire them to me in the comments section, the chat section of this stream. I'd be greatly appreciative to answer them before we get things kicked underway, and I can't really answer questions while doing the play-by-play and keep the focus on the game as opposed to answering questions every time they pop up, especially if indeed they are the same question. Alrighty. It is 4:29, my friends. We're just about there. We've just about survived the pregame, and we are just about ready for this game, I guess, more or less to get underway. I mean, we're 30 seconds or so away from this commercial being done, and then we're going to run off and really go out and enjoy ourselves the final broadcast of the pre-tournament for TSN, Canada and Finland. Bottom of the clock. I keep wanting to say top of the clock. It's bottom of the clock this game out, and I think it will be bottom of the clock quite often this World Juniors for Canada as things progress throughout the round robin, and then obviously into the elimination rounds. Mr. T, to answer that question, simply put, I would not partner with anyone. I would not sell out. I will tell you, the value I have as a subscriber base of 10,000 versus the value I know I have as personality is not worth selling out to one of those betting companies and getting a few bucks off them. Let me tell you, I can do much better than that. No interest, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, let's just simply get ready for this one, I guess. The clock is flipped. They're showing highlights of Canada, Slovakia, and Canada, and I believe Switzerland as well. And we'll see what ends up happening. And Michael, my plan is to call the gold medal game. My plan is to call the bronze medal game, but the plan is all determining on when I get off work. That's the problem, is those days I'm not off work, right? I'm off work Monday, Tuesday next week, and I'm off Monday the following week. But other than that, I don't have a very favorable schedule for work, and so we'll see what ends up happening with coverage those other days. But obviously the plan is to cover on the weekends, cover during the days I'm off, and see what we can do with the broadcast for the gold and bronze and all the round elimination round games. Alright, let's get this and see what we can do here for this hockey game, as they are just showing Team Finland's locker room as we're almost ready to get this one up and underway. Bob McKenzie, James Duthie on the desk here as they're ready to broadcast this one live from the studio right now, and then I think they will jump into action up in Halifax and Moncton here in a few days' time. They'll spend Christmas at home and then go out, I would assume, is how it plays out. Mike Johnson and Gord Miller. No Ray Ferraro this year, by the way. No Ray Ferraro. He has stepped back from some duties to spend time with family and, of course, be a little bit more there for his family as things carry on. And friends, just as I see the stream pop up, if you'd be so kind to hit that like button on the stream if you enjoyed the pregame, let me know, and let's get the likes up. Just simply, let's get as many friends as we can in here and hopefully drive towards that ultimate goal of going out there and getting that 10,000 subscribers here on Dolynny TV. That mark would be special. Alright, anyway, friends, that's what I'm talking about, 10,000 subscribers. If you're new to the channel, I don't need you to do it right now, but at some point before you head out, if you'd be so kind to consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV, I would really appreciate it as we get set to cover tonight's game here on the channel. We should be almost ready for this one. Gord Miller and Mike Johnson covering things off here on the telecast, and we should be ready to go. Thomas Milic, like I said, the starting goalie for Canada this evening. Ethan Del Mastro, Olin Zellweger up there on the left and right Ds as the top pairing. Tyson Hines, Brian Clark, Kevin Korchinski, and Nolan Allen, the third pair. And that is all we're going to get because the graphic cut away way too quick, and we're unfortunately not going to be able to cover off much more of that, but we'll be fine and dandy there. But as we get set for this one, we should be flying closer to puck drop. Bob McKenzie breaking things down, and it's kind of crazy. Bob McKenzie just about done. I'd say give him another 2 or 3 years and he will be no longer a fixture on TSN's World Juniors coverage. Of course, a face very long known within the TSN ranks, and of course now just about to fade away into the background here in the next little bit for the TSN crew. So as we get set for this one, my friends, we are just about ready for puck drop. They're just doing the last little itsy bits of pre-game coverage that I didn't do, and we should be ready for this one. Milic gets the start tonight. Gaudreau on Boxing Day will start against Czechia and get things going there, and we're just waiting for this one to flip so as I can get the scoreboard up for you as well, and then we should be ready for this one to get underway. That's the tough part. I'm just not sure how to find the live scoreboard. I'll try the live blog. Let's see if there's anything else. And live blog maybe here. No, doesn't look like it as of yet. Nothing to add there, so we should be good to just come back and do that right there. But as we're getting set, my friends, we're almost there, and we should be just about there. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, actually I should fix that quickly, and I might have to bust this out. Honestly, in the first intermission, if I still have the shorts kicking around for the OG people of the World Junior streams that are tuning in this evening, if I have the World Juniors shorts, the beauties that I did way back when, let me see if I can find it here for you. That would be absolutely perfect if I could find it. Let's go and find this before we get set. We're going to go to one last commercial break, and I just want to show you just one great thing to kind of show off the quirky personality, the other side of Dolynny TV. I did together a little combination of shorts, and if I can find it, I would love to show it off, and I don't know if they exist still, and I don't think they do, my friends. Unfortunately, I don't think I still have access to the shorts. Did I actually legitimately delete my shorts? I guess I did. I guess I actually finally did delete the shorts after 2 years of holding on to them. So that's actually something that really kind of saddens me, is the fact that I finally at long last deleted the shorts. That's kind of sad, but we'll battle through, and we'll just have to, I guess, on Christmas Day, have to make some new ones. We'll just make it happen, I guess you could say, and that's just how it'll be. That's all it's gonna go. So we're almost ready. TSN coverage is fantastic. Obviously, TSN coverage is the kind of the high point of any coverage for World Juniors when it comes to this tournament, in my opinion. I mean, it's been a holiday tradition within the Canadian ranks for years, and it should be good to go. Yeah, we should be good. All right, friends, we're just about there. The referees shaking hands with the captains. John Langiel, Steven Strozomski, Brett Boyce, and Sean Hagen, the officials for tonight's hockey game. And there we go. We are just about ready. Finland doing a little huddle around the goaltending. Jani Lappinen, sorry, butchering that. Like I said, we'll battle through. We'll get these names figured out. And I'm going to struggle just as much on the Canadian side as well. Just you wait till you see what I call Thomas Milic at some point. He is set to goaltend for the Canadians this evening. Tommy Lamsa, the head coach for the Finnish side. I believe that's a new head coach for him this year. And coaching Canada this year is Dennis Williams. We'll figure out where he's from in a matter of moments, but he is coaching for Canada this year. And there we go. We will set up with Gaucher taking the face-off, the third line for the Canadians against the Finnish side. The puck is down at center ice, and it's one ahead by Joshua Roy, who's going to get it in. The Canadians in on the attack, but a quick turnover to the Finnish side, and they're back into the neutral ice. They'll carry across the blue line, fire the first shot of the game. Right into the glove of Thomas Milic. He will make the save, and 15 seconds into this hockey game, we'll have a whistle and a stoppage in play. And a face-off to, I believe, Milic's left. That looks like where everyone's going to congregate to take this face-off. Milic catching with, of course, his left hand as well. So, hence why the face-off is to his left. Here we go. But Canada wins that face-off, gets it ahead. Nice nifty play up off the boards. Down into the Finnish end. They're going to wrap it around the boards. Suomi trying to get out of their own zone. Canada battling it down low behind the goaltender Lappinen. Now it's going to see to the far side, boards played out to the blue line, and Canada able to kick it back in deep. Now Canada at that blue line after it was played back. Roy's going to fire a shot, save from Lampinen. He's going to make his first save of the game, and that is off and running for both goaltenders. A save so far in this game. The Finnish side, a developing 2-on-1. They'll go for a line change. Now 1-on-1, the shot goes wide, and it's seized by Milic on the far side, and Canada will retreat and in through neutral. Fire down in. They turn it over at the Finnish blue line. It's going to be battled in the neutral zone. Nice play here by Canada to keep it out of their own end with a stand up at the blue line. And now played ahead there. Bedard gets it on down deep. This worked now by Finland, picking up behind their own net. This off the boards now and worked back behind the net by Finland, where Canada's just kind of been intimidating Finland, trying to exit their own zone. Quick to pucks, quick to stop plays from developing, and Finland still struggling to get out of their own zone as it's pushed into the near side corner in the blue and white end. This one's going to be fired all the way across, though, the Finnish zone back behind the net, and this is just a really good shift here from Canada to get this going, as they are just keeping it in the Finnish end, not really allowing them to escape. And there's finally, after about 45 seconds, the pass Finland needed to get out of the zone. They break the Canadian blue line. Shot comes in front. The backhand misses, and that's a block shot there, or a missed shot. I'm not really sure. It just kind of bobbled to the side of the net. Canada regains possession through the neutral, fires it in, and will get it down deep, but too deep, and it's icing call against the Canadians here. So there you go. This one looks like it was actually a save by Milic off of the pad. Just one of those quick little deceptive shots that just gets shoveled right to the net and bounces away as quickly as it came in. Del Mastro punishing hit on the forecheck. And 17:54 to go here in this hockey game. I'm looking to see if we can't get ourselves a scoreboard here. Let me just see what we got, as it looks like this game's in progress. I should be able to snip that at the first commercial break, and we should be able to get ourselves a a score graphic for this broadcast. 17:36 to go here in this first period of play. Worked back to the blue line by Finland. The shot comes in. Save made by Milic. Kicked out to the far side. Boards flipped there by the Canadians and back into the Finnish end. The white and blue will retreat behind their own net. Suomi working out, and they will go back beyond the net. Lappinen looking around, making sure the guy doesn't put it in his own net. And being a scenario the Canadians have already faced once this pre-tournament schedule. 17:09 to go. Finland still trying to work out from behind their own net. It's going to be worked ahead off the skates of a Finnish attacker. He's going to get through a Canadian check, go to the far side, boards the Finns across the blue line, and they're going to fire this one on down and around behind the goal line, back around, and it'll come to the point. Out of the zone, though. Nobody there to meet it for the Finnish side, and that will go down all the way, where a punishing body check there by Ostapchuk will keep the puck alive for Canada. 16:38 to go here in this first period. A scoreless game so far. 3 shots for the Canadians, 1 shot for Finland. And this one's going to work here into the front of the net. Finland able to clear it, though, off Canadian stick. And this one will go back to their blue line, where they will retreat. And this has been the hardest part of the game so far for Finland, is exiting their zone clean and on time. Canada's been punishing on the forecheck so far. And, of course, kind of the trap game, keeping them hemmed in behind the dots, trying to exit their own zone. 16:09 to go. The puck's into the offensive zone for Finland. Of course, if you don't... Oh, shot comes right in front. And that's another save by Milic. Now Canada back the other way. They're going to fire this one down into the offensive zone. Here's a shot steered away by Lampinen on the backhand attempt from Canada. Here's a nice looking chance in front. Canada takes it to behind the net. Chooses to pass up the shot, and it'll come back to the blue line, where Brant Clark plays the puck. He will have a chance here to play it off of somebody, but it bounces out of the zone. 15:38 to go, and Canada will re-enter the Finnish side. First period, 4-2 the shots, 0-0 the score so far. Things going well in Halifax, Nova Scotia for both teams, as they are just about through the first 5 minutes of the hockey game. This one worked ahead here by Finland. They're going to get things going, and it will be played on in. A chance to the front, and a Canadian player, Shane Wright, comes all the way back on the back check. Enough to disrupt it, and he will go into the net and shake himself clean of the snow and get a whistle as the net dislodged on that play, and that's a solid save there by Milic. Both goaltenders have kind of had 2 pucks jump out in front of their net and been able to make the saves on them, so that's been a solid get for Canada and Finland so far. So here's the puck out in front, and what a save there. The goaltender sliding to the side, but he's able to kick it aside. 15:15 to go. The face-off to the right of Milic. This one's going to be won by the Canadians. And now a chance for them to exit the zone, but it gets past their stick. They still do. It's tied up in the neutral zone right in front of the Canadian bench and brought ahead by the Finns. They're going to get down deep and work down behind the blue line, or behind the goal line. Sorry, that shot's blocked in front. And the blue and white side unable to do anything with it. Now carried ahead here by Canada. They're turned back at the Finnish blue line, and a 2-on-1 developing with a man trailing back. Milic the save. He's looking composed in there, making the saves as needed so far this game. Another shot to the front. Shot comes in, blocked again. 2 blocks in a row. The point shot, then the slot shot, and Canada's back the other way with 14:35 to go. Here's the shot, Stankoven. Save made by Lampinen, and it will be kicked into the near side corner, where the Finns will get out of their own zone, back through the neutral, carry on into the Canadian end. This one's going to be tossed up, I guess you could say, and back the other way for Canada. But here's the problem so far for Finland. They just cannot contend with Canada's speed. They have been struggling on the back check, getting back into the zone, skating backwards, trying to stay in front of the attacker. And that's 2 possessions in a row that Canada has kind of stunned Finland with their speed. 14:04 to go here in this first period. We're winding things down. Finland behind their own net, waiting for this puck to find a way out of the zone. They're going to pass off to the defenseman again. Czechia versus Canada, reminder, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 Mountain Time, same start time as today on Boxing Day. This one played in front, blocks there by the Canadian. Shot comes in off of another Canadian, up and out of play. And with 13:40 to go here in this first period, we'll have a stoppage in play. And of course, finally, a commercial break to go out there and get things done. I'm going to throw you guys an ad quickly as I just try to get some work done, and we'll see what we can do here. Game is in progress. Doesn't look like it's going to really update that well for us, so I don't know if that's going to work out for a scoreboard, if at all. So it looks like we will be going scoreboardless tonight for this one, but I promise you we'll have coverage for the World Juniors actual tournament here in the score column department, I promise. Alright, as we get things going, that's a good first period of play. Lots of action there, that's for sure. And, looks good, buddy, looks good. Alright, is there anything else that we need to answer? I don't think there's anything here. Nothing that there is really in the chat we need to answer, and we're back to the game already, so we should be fine and dandy. Let me see. Okay, here we go. The puck back off the face-off to the Finnish attack. They fire a shot from the blue line. It goes wide of the net, and now Canada able to get out of the zone, look control in the neutral, dump it in off the boards, and spill it into the Finnish end. This one behind the net again for the blue and white side, but Canada quick to the forecheck, erases the man, and now Canada's got an opportunity on the wraparound backhand. Doc stuffed, and 13:14 to go here in this first period. The Finns work it out of the zone. They're back the other way. They're going to chip it in, but they are offside on the play, so just like that, Finland unable to get across the blue line cleanly, and we'll have another stoppage in play. The last 5 World Junior Championships for Finland: silver, bronze, 4th, gold, 6th, dating back to 2018. Of course, the silver in 2022. It's 13:07 to go here in this first period as the face-off's just to the outside of the Canadian zone. The puck's down, and of course the Canadians win it back cleanly off the scramble to the right-hand wing. And this one's going to be chipped up off the glass and out of play. And I've just got, a quick question here going on with in regards to tonight's live stream. Alright, what are we ready? 12:57 to go here in this first period. The face-off at the Finnish blue line, one back by the blue and white side. They're going to get things dumped on down, but it's off the linesman right onto a Canadian stick. This one's going to be worked there by Canada against the boards, where they will get it all the way back down to Milic, but a weird hop almost fools him, and Canada's able to get it out to the blue line, and finally get it out after Finland turned it back briefly. 12:33 to go here in this first period as things are, well, kind of lulling out here. Things were really fast-paced there earlier on, first 6 minutes of the hockey game, and now suddenly things not moving near as quick. 5 shots apiece in this hockey game for each team, and there's a turnover in the middle of the ice. Here's an opportunity back the other way, just as you say it, you get it going. Connor Bedard, backhand denied by Lampinen, and now back the other way. Finland will get it going on the attack. They're dragging off the defender, trying to push to the front of the net, can't get it done. And the puck's going to exit the zone. 12:00 on the clock. And now Canada back the other way. Fires the shot. Blocked Rebound, shot, rebound again. Denied there both times by Lampinen, and now a chance down low as Team Canada's top line is creating all kinds of havoc in behind the Finnish net. And this one now calmly and alertly played out by Finland, and that will be chased down by Canada in behind their own net. This one worked up to Connor Bedard, who will play it off a defender and play it right onto the tape of the defenseman. Now Brant Clark walks the blue line. He'll go D to D to his partner, who's stepping in across the blue line. Checked off his stick below the Finnish net. 11:20 to go here in this first period as Finland will chip it off the boards and back the other way through the neutral zone. It's going to go all the way down to Milic, who will get it down deep to a defender on the near side boards, but that one's going to go all the way up to the blue line where Finland's able to keep it in and chip it to the far side corner. Canada regains, and the Finns will kind of peel back to get off the attack a moment and get ready for a line change. Canada on the tip gets it all the way down to the goaltender Lampinen, who plays it right through a Canadian defender. That was a risky business play, but he's able to get it through nonetheless. And now Canada's able to chip this one ahead and get it down into the Finland end again, as they are just going pitch and catch back and forth, chip it in, chip it out, chip it into your end, chip it out of my end kind of hockey right now. 10:34 to go. Finland will try and rim it around the boards. It's cut off there, and Canada quick zone exit, and they've got a man down the middle, and he is a million miles offside for Team Canada there at the blue line. So again, we'll have another stoppage in play. Finland now up to 7 shots in the game. Connor Bedard busting a move right down the middle of the slot, cutting into the net and able to get across there and just going around behind the net, and Canada getting 2 really good looks there. And a shot there by Shane Wright on the backhand actually went right through Lampinen, so he's looking up at the scoreboard and smiling. 10:25 to go here in this first period. I apologize for the lack of a scoreboard. I wanted a scoreboard tonight. Unfortunately, can't get one simply because of the just the way these pre-tournament games are kind of broadcast online more or less by Hockey Canada and the World Juniors website. There is no live score ticker, keeper, whatever you want to say for these broadcasts, so that's unfortunate, but we'll battle through. And we are almost halfway done this first period now, my friends. We are kicking butt and taking names. Things are not really looking too good for either team. Neither team's really stepped up and made anything of anything. Finland can't keep up with the Canadian speed, and Finland just keeps coming in waves, coming across the blue line every chance they get, trying to direct it towards the net, and haven't busted through. Canada in possession here, and that is just an absolutely greasy hit there by Finland. I mean, that was an unnecessary play at all, and that's more than likely going to be a 5-minute major right there. Canadian player lucky he's not injured on that one, just the way that kind of he turns in, sure, but it's one of those, I'm going to drive you through the boards, and that's exactly what the Finnish player did. So we'll see if possession comes up for Finland, and we will see what happens here. That's got to be at least 2 minutes for boarding, if not a 5-minute major, knowing the IIHF rules. And yeah, that was a high hit on Zach Dean and a purposeful hit, obviously. And I mean, in the NHL, not necessarily a predatory hit, but at this level, that's what they normally deem it. So we'll see what ends up coming out of the woodwork here on this penalty. I doubt it's going to be a 5-minute major. They wouldn't cut away from the broadcast, but as it currently stands, we'll see what happens and find out as we go. But I'm just going to quickly take a second to move the camera down here. Move the camera up so as I center up a little bit nicer, so as I'm taking it up a little bit more of my own frame, I guess you could say. Friends, if you're new to the channel, you've enjoyed the play-by-play, the commentary so far, it'd be very nice of you to consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. We are 330 subscribers away from hitting 10,000 by the start of this stream, so if you'd be so kind to consider helping me hit my goal of hitting 10,000 subscribers by, well, Boxing Day. That's kind of the idea, is to get it done on Boxing Day with the World Junior streams, and away we go. Well, let me tell you, we can get that done with a little bit of your help, but we are about ready to fire back up for tonight's hockey game, as Canada's going to go to the power play. Doesn't look like it's a 5 in a game, so we should be good there. Zach Dean goes down, but it's only a 2-minute minor, so we will have a power play for Canada. Finland to the penalty kill. Zellweger keeps it onside. Bedard's going to skate through the zone, but unfortunately lose the handle on that puck, and now it'll come on out of the Finnish end and down the ice Canada picks this puck up. They're skating through the middle, and it will be dumped on back to Connor Bedard, who does the old Connor McDavid skate through the neutral zone. Shane Wright in on the attack, fires the shot down low to Bedard, scramble in front of the Finnish net. Denied there by the sticks of the Finnish side. Now we'll have Captain Shane Wright stick handling along the near side boards to Connor Bedard. Back high point to Zellweger. Now the shot comes on in, saved by Lampinen, and we will have a freeze on that puck. That was a scramble in front there created by Bedard and Wright, looking to capitalize. Two of the most highly skilled players on Team Canada looking to put this game up 1-0, and they just kind of scramble this puck up, and it's just a stick of a Finn that's able to knock it out of the way as this one just comes down off the pad of Lampinen, and then it comes in on the middle, and the Finnish stick just kind of knocks it out of the way and clears the puck out of the crease. Well, now we have 1:17 to go on this Canadian power play. The shot's now 10-5. I was correct in thinking before mentioning that Canada had more shots than Finland, but they had credited the last two shots to the Finnish side right on that sequence there earlier. So here's the chance now for Canada. They will fire this one back to the blue line, D to D to Bedard. Bedard walks down, fires the shot, blocked in front. He goes to fire another shot and just kind of clubs up on it. I'm not really sure what that was from Connor Bedard, but he missed the net quite wide, and he will have to regroup the puck in neutral ice. Here's Olen Zellweger. He will fire it off of the post. He had Lampinen beat clean, but couldn't beat the bar. And now Canada coming in waves on this power play. Another shot. It's a shooting clinic out there for Canada against Lampinen as the power play is just getting going. 4 for 11 in the first two pre-tournament games so far. 36%. Connor Bedard still on the ice. He's taking his full shift here. The old Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl shift for Canada as this one's fired on down, turned out of the zone, and that should pretty much do it for that dangerous, high-shooting, high-volume Canadian power play. And I mean, they're going to go very far in this tournament, pile up a ton of goals if all they do is continue to shoot pucks on net all tournament long. Stankoven back to the defense. This one's going to be worked across from Korchinski to the far side. Brandt Clark spins off a defender. He works down low. Shot comes in. The tip in front was there. Couldn't capitalize though for Canada. And now this one back to the blue line. Here's an opportunity for Canada to get it going. And this one's Brandt Clark spinning off a check again. He goes back to the far side dot, and it's back behind the net for Canada. Stankoven's got it there. He's working off, and Canada's doing a good job spinning off Finnish defenders. Good shift on the power play and a good few seconds after, but Finland able to clear out of the zone, get it back to their blue line. A turnover immediately, though, and this one regrouped by Finland after Canada's attack not so clean. This one, though, goes back off the net behind, fired down there by Canada. And again, this has been the other problem for Finland, too. Canada looks big and strong, and that's kind of the MO for this Canadian squad, is that they are a big, mean, tough, sizable squad on the ice for Canada this season. I think all told, there's 3 players under 6 feet tall on this Canadian squad. Puck hops out in front. Finland trying to clear out the pressure from Canada. That one, if he was right-handed, the Canadian attacker would have been able to have that puck. 6:05 to go here in this first period. The score I'm kidding you. 0-0 if you've been watching and following along online. It's 0-0. 12-5 the shots for Canada after a very good shooting power play, and now it's passed to the middle, and Canada is just absolutely running the Finns around here, just bodying them up every chance they get. I think Finland's had one good body check that resulted in a penalty to the other body checks from Canada, that they are just bowling over the Finnish side. So that's unfortunate. And here's Zellweger. This chance was absolutely beautiful, but hits the corner bar. Just tried to tuck it a little too far, and then Connor Bedard walking down, firing that shot, following up, clubbing it wide. There was a couple of good chances on that power play for Canada, that is for sure. 5:39 to go here in this first period of play. This one's puck played back off the face-off win. Canada trips up, exiting the zone, but they should be able to get things going, and yes, indeed, they will. This one's going to be worked ahead and down the ice, and here they go into the far side corner. This one, 5:23 to go now behind the Finnish net. Wraparound denied by Lampinen, who's been busy here in this first period. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Canada, one of them, try and pull off a lacrosse move at some point, the old Michigan. And this one's going to go back again behind the net. 5:07 to go here. This one's played off the boards and a chance for Canada to get over the control, but instead it's back. Finland busting around the defender, firing it wide though. And we'll have a penalty against Canada, hold coming up, 4:55 to go here in this first period. So there you go, end-to-end action, and now Finland will get their next power play here in this hockey game. And I can already feel the Sunday Scaries tuning in for Christmas. I'm already a little tired now as this one gets underway. It was a long day at work, but we will battle through and get it going, that is for sure. And we'll see what ends up happening here on this live stream as we're getting things waiting to get the real tournament underway, I guess you could say, as we're waiting for Boxing Day. That's the real Christmas for us hockey fans here on Dolynny TV. Obviously, Christmas is always a good time, but unfortunately, there's something to be said for how good the World Juniors are to us every single year in terms of things. And again, friends, right now would be my time to consider pitching to you the idea of hitting that subscribe button. I am 329 subscribers away from 10,000 here on the channel, so we are just that close to doing it, and I would be greatly appreciative if you'd be so kind to consider helping me in said goal as we are pacing on towards it. So we should be close. We're almost there, and there we go. Cool. All right, we are just off and running here on this live stream. We are just about ready for this one to really kick up and underway, I guess you could say. We need a goal here at some point in this hockey game to really make things exciting. And as it's a shot fired there, one-timer opportunity for Finland, turned aside by Milic. Another shot there, fired, save made by Milic, and now Del Mastro punishing the Finnish player in front, the Finnish captain actually, as Del Mastro's given him the business. And it looks like Del Mastro might be heading to the box for that. The ref was yelling at him, "Let's go." Look at this. This is quite something here, as they will have a face-off to the right or left of Milic. Sorry, they've got Neiman there, or Nyman, however you say it. Obviously, they're talking him up quite a bit here on the broadcast to begin on TSN. 4:34 to go here in this first period, 1:36 to go in the power play for Finland. They will work from behind their own net here as this puck, 13-17, the shots on net for Canada. They will reload the power play, and here they come back the other way, and they've got the man flat-footed, but they're not able to cut around the boards cleanly, and Canada is able to pick that one up and start going back the other way, nail it into the neutral zone at least. And with 4:07 to go, Canada fires this puck down deep. Far side is open for Finland should they choose to pass there, and they do within their own zone, kind of playing off the Canadian attack, push back on the penalty kill, I guess you could say. 56 seconds to go in the power play, 33:47 to go in this first period. And I'm sorry, this first period is just kind of lulled on down, right? That Canadian power play was fun. This Finnish power play has been not bad, but it's just one of those things of, you know, you have the start and you think, okay, we're going to really get off and running and going tonight. And unfortunately, it's a 0-0 struggle between Canada and Finland that hasn't resulted in much, if at all, so far between these two teams. 3:23 to go here in this first period, the Finnish power play with 25 seconds to go. Tip in front was there. They miss it, and they now have 20 seconds to go as they regroup at the far side blue line. Back to the point. The shot coming up here on the one-timer, near side. Doesn't connect from the Alex Ovechkin spot, so we'll have a chance here for Canada to clear the zone should they meet this puck. They do, but the battle there from the Finns, able to keep it in the zone for the time being. This one worked back behind the net. Now Canada will have killed the penalty successfully. So both penalty kills, 1-for-1. The shot fired wide in front of the net there. A great one-timer set up by the Finnish side. They can't get it going. And the Suomi side will regroup in their own end. 2:35 to go here in this period as the puck's kicked across the Canadian end. This one fired off of somebody in front and works to the far side now. Canada, and that's the biggest thing that Canada's been choosing, is to take the body, but that one kind of miscue there, and a save by Milic on the shot from the blue line, as that was a bad turnover from Canada. That was not good at all and not really acceptable within the tournament games. Joachim Kemmel, of course, a draft pick in this past draft, firing the one-timer and getting blocked in front on it. He's got a pretty good career trajectory. Looking for something. And they've got paper towel on the bench, if you didn't know. They've got paper towel to wipe the players' faces, not even towels. That's quite something. Or else they got towels that look like paper towel. Couldn't tell you. Anyway, 2:16 to go here in this first period. And Jiggy, that's what you're talking about. The storm in Ontario affecting your cable. That makes more sense to me than TSN just not working, because I'm watching just fine. 2:03 here in the first period. It's played on down the ice, and we will have an icing call against Canada. Of course, it's a 4 p.m. opener against Czechia. 4 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and 4 p.m. opening time for the broadcast on Boxing Day. And of course, then we'll go through the pregame show. We'll get into the game at 4:30, and we will have ourselves a good 3.5 hour broadcast to cap off what will be a wonderful start to the tournament here on Boxing Day. $1:56 to go here in this first period of play. Finland able to work it out, and now a chance fired on net, turned aside there by the Finnish goaltender Lampinen, who will see this one played back. Clark will go off to the boards, and now a chance for Canada to set something up. Stankoven out there on the line with I'm not sure who, to be honest with you, but this one's played in front and denied there, so back the other way. $1:30 to go here in this first period. Finland will get on the attack. They will fire it on down into the Canadian end. Milic out to play it. He'll play across. This one will go back to Brant Clark, who will play it ahead, and he will get it up ahead to Stankoven, who's busting across the blue line. Couldn't get it going. Back the other way, Finland. Things opening up here in this first period. $1:07, Canada's got it again. You blink and you miss something in this last 2 minutes play, as a cross check there is let go by the Finnish side. So 58 seconds, and we're inside a minute to play here in this first period. Canada's going to go D to D. We're going to fire this one down deep, and a chance here now for Canada to get behind the net. Shot fired in front, denied there by Finland's goaltender Lampinen. Worked out by Finland and moved into the Canadian end. 39 seconds to go. They're going to work this one back into the possession of the Canadians, and they will fire it up ahead and get it on down into the Finnish zone, where the Finns will regroup and play this puck. A lot of pitch and catch and puck to you, puck to me, puck to you, puck to me this period, and that's kind of what the grind has been. Zellweger off the boards in the neutral zone, lifted in by a Canadian forward, now played there by the Finns. They will come play it off the boards, and my friends, 10, 9, 8, turnover. Canada, the shot fires it wide. 5 seconds to go on the attack, and Finland clears the zone. And that will do it at 0-0. First period of play between Canada and Finland. Not really much to report in that one. That was about as good of a goaltending period from either side that you could possibly expect. 13-5 the shots for Canada after one period of play, and a good period at that. Both penalty kills 1 for 1. The power plays go 0 for 1. Nico Hutanen is what I'm going to say. I think that's what it is. And Jack Mathieu take the penalties for each side in that game. And Joni Lampinen, obviously 13 shots, 13 saves. And of course, Thomas Milic, 5 shots against, 5 saves, and a 100 save percentage. I believe that's at least how it reads. They're saying 15 minutes in the goalie department, so I may assume the shots on goal might not be up to date as of yet, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, that's where we sit. A good first period. You know what? That feels good. The first period's done. We're already back in the saddle. We're good to go. And now all we need is to go out there and crush off a good second and third period. Get this live stream up over the watch time. We should be good to roll. Cool. All right. Here we go. 479 views. So let me just quickly calculate this up, my friends. Kind of see what we've done here on the stream so far tonight. Times 2.3 divided by 60. That means we're already up over 18.36 hours watched on the stream, which, don't mind me, 18.36. You pace that over 3 periods of play, we're going to cross 55 hours. We got a long way to go if we want to try and hit that 100 hours, but I think we could quite simply do it no problem at all if we get some luck on the stream and somebody tunes on in when they should or something like that. Again, friends, if you haven't hit the like button on the stream so far, I'd appreciate if you could. That'd be greatly appreciated and greatly helpful too, because quite simply put, it changes the dynamic quite a bit of the live stream. If you hit the like button and get things going, that tells other people that, you know what, you want to tune in and watch this, and that's kind of where we want to see things go from here right now tonight. As we're just waiting for this intermission to begin, we'll see what ends up happening here with coverage of the intermission. I wonder what they choose to do. It's James Duthie and Bob McKenzie, obviously, but first, Mark Masters taking a break from covering the Leafs and goes to talk to one of the Canadian defensemen, I believe, number 7. Oh, that's a forward, Brendan Othman, who's out there for Canada, sporting the scraggly, at best, goatee and the messed up flow after wearing the bucket all first period. And as we currently get this one kind of getting into the intermission, I'd just like to again thank everybody for tuning in. Wasn't really sure what the reception tonight would be here on the live stream, but so far so good. 492 views. I can say that's quite honestly better than I expected. But that said, my friends, I'm going to take 5 seconds here to go out and grab a quick snack. Just feeling a little snacky, and I'll be right back with more coverage in a matter of moments. Stay tuned. All right, let's get this up and underway, shall we? Choke down the granola bar so far, and we should be ready to rock and roll as this live stream carries on. Epiphany, if you're still in the chat, thank you for the email. Appreciate it. And of course, hoping things work out there with the mystery. I guess same as me tonight, pulling out of the freezer, the mystery meat to be determined what it is, I guess you could say. All right. We're just about ready to get into the second half of this intermission, I guess you could say. Bob McKenzie breaking down this Canadian team being the tallest Canadian team we have ever seen on a squad for the World Juniors. Like I said, there are like two boys under 6 feet. This is a big time, mean and like big squad. Big and mean. That's the only real way to put it. And for both teams, they're looking to do something something important here in this second period. But for Canada, I think they will stick to the same game plan they've already had. That being pushing Finland around as much as they possibly can throughout the game. And again, friends, if you're just joining in or tuning in for the first time to Dolynny TV, welcome. My name's Tyson. It's my great pleasure to have you along. To those of you who have been sitting here watching this whole time, I'm sorry that you keep hearing me repeat myself, but it's the nature when you're only averaging about 16 viewers live at once, but you somehow have 540 views on a stream. You got to remember that a lot of people coming in for an average of about 2 minutes and 14 seconds, realistically. But as we get things going here in this intermission, if anyone has any questions, any things they're trying to figure out where to find the game, that said, that kind of thing, let me know in the chat. Obviously, I will preface this with I don't know any illegal streams, because quite simply I am a man of good conscience and I do things by the book, because obviously I make a business out of this, and that is just the case as we currently sit. But as it is, if you have somebody that has access to TSN via cable or satellite package, what I want you to do is call them, text them, let them know you need their login account information so that you can then in turn put it into TSN's website and be able to get the live stream for free thanks to your friend. Buy them a bottle, buy them a case, buy them whatever you need to do, buy them some coffee, get them a Timmy's gift card, whatever you have to do, slip them a 20, and you know what, it's going to be cheaper than risking viruses, risking your computer breaking, risking whatever, and you get access to every single game of the World Juniors by doing that. So you're more than welcome to use that great theory of mine to try it out if you're in Canada. Sicilian, the storm, and this is the other side too. My friends in Ontario and I believe Quebec affected as well today. I am very sorry to hear about the storm. We've been dealing with winter weather here in Alberta quite a bit as well, but the score so far 0-0, and again I apologize too. I'm supposed to have a scoreboard up. That's kind of my promise to anyone that watches the live stream, is that I at least always have the live score for you. However, the scoreboard just not working on Hockey Canada's website, so simply put, I just do not have a scoreboard to fill you in with as of yet tonight. So hopefully for the World Juniors games, I know for the World Juniors games I typically can get things going. United States versus Latvia, that is a 1 p.m. game time, so it looks like we should be able to squeeze in lots of Latvia versus US. I think we'll do the back half of that game and then get going, because I think things, it's going to be a toss-up between doing Finland, Switzerland. I think will be our first match. We'll skip, go to Latvia, or the third game of the day, the USA game, and then we'll go into the Canadian game after that. So yeah, you know, that storm in Ontario is quite something. I know the big part is you guys seem to get way more snow than we do on a regular basis. And yeah, you guys are getting absolutely pelted right now. The wind is something we're quite used to here in southern Alberta. Obviously the wind coming off the Rocky Mountains, the Chinooks, all that. And the best part is we've been in the minus 30 deep freeze all week, and for the first time tomorrow we will be coming out of that deep freeze. It warmed up to minus 20 here in Alberta today, and should be, getting up over -5 hopefully tomorrow. I think tomorrow could be -17 to start, and then kind of warm up as the day goes along. And then there's hope, there's promise that Canada could win this hockey game. That's not what I was trying to say, sorry. Watching the hockey highlights. No, there's hope and promise that Christmas Day, it started with a C, I promise you I was going somewhere, will be a +5 day here in southern Alberta, just outside of Calgary, as we celebrate Christmas in the household. So we'll see. I guess it remains to be seen, but you guys are out there in the GTA, and of course most of Ontario snowed in for Christmas. But that has its perks in a sense too, as long as the furnace keeps running, the boiler keeps boiling, whatever you need for heat, as long as that keeps going, you'll be just fine and dandy. Nice simplified Christmas if you can't go anywhere, no Boxing Day shopping, and away you go, good to go kind of deal. Just stay off the roads, don't be dumb, drive smart if you have to, and you should be fine. That's kind of the idea. And Canadian soccer superstar Alphonso Davies will be making an appearance on the Oilers Live pregame show. Felt that one coming on, that's for sure. Alright. What do we got going on here? Is there anything else we need to know with the live stream? Anything we can calculate out? Well, as we get it going, I guess we could calculate this out and let you know kind of how the watch time is shaping up here on the live stream so far. 2.2 divided by 60. My friends, we have crossed 21.56 hours on the live stream here so far. So we are almost halfway to the goal of regularly 50 on Dolynny TV, but we still got a long ways to go. It's a 0-0 game between Finland and Canada so far in this one, as we'll wait for the hockey game to get back underway. Mike Johnson filling in some questions here. We've got about 4 minutes till puck drop between Canada and Finland for the second period. So we'll see what ends up happening once this second period starts. Obviously, Lampinen's been brilliant, and so far so good for both teams involved, both goaltenders. And Tough Cuff, welcome in. All from Snowy Coast. Talk about snow. There's snow out west as well. BC hammered because of the snow here the past couple days. And my manager on the other side of work there, he was in a panic all week trying to get his kid home from the interior, trying to get him home for Christmas, and they found a flight that somehow left at the right time and got him on. It was delayed an hour, but they got him on the flight, got him into Calgary, and got him home for Christmas. So a little bit of planes, trains, and automobiles almost had to happen, but they were able to reroute him back to the airport and get Christmas happening. And I must say, friends, hold on. I just noticed something. Look at how good that Oilers logo looks shining back there. That thing is absolutely beautifully shining back there. That's gorgeous back there. But, sorry, that's a side thought. I love the lighting hitting that and looking so good. That's probably the best it's looked back there so far. It's found the proper lighting for itself, I guess you could say. Ooh, hiccups, burps, everything kind of happening here as things just settling down after sitting in the chair for as long and then getting up and running around like I did. But so far so good, my friends. We are rocking and rolling here this evening on the live stream. We're just about to cross 600 views. Like I said, I didn't know what we were going to kind of hammer out here on this pre-tournament game, but it looks like we are going to get it going because it looks like things are going to pace out just about the same or equal as, I guess you could say, a regular Dolynny TV Edmonton Oilers live stream. It's 0-0 between the Canadians and Finns so far. And we'll see if that changes here in this second period, but as it currently slots out to be, I doubt it will, as both teams have looked to get some good goaltending and some sharp playing so far, and they look to hopefully keep things rolling here in this second period, keeping each other at a stalemate. Just let's actually have some concentrated zone time from both teams, because it's been tough watching this first period back and forth. Puck flipped in, puck flipped out, puck through the neutral, bobbled up and flipped in. So that is it. That's your scoring summary after the first period. 0-0. The shots 15-8 for Canada after the first period of play. So I knew there was somewhere in there of 15 for Canada, and that's where you find it. And now Gord Miller and Mike Johnson ready to get back to calling this hockey game live from the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Somewhere, one day, sometime that I gotta go out and visit, that is for sure. And we are seeing what they can get going here. Just to kind of cover off that first period again. I think the summary of the first period, if you're a Canadian fan, is we've got a big, heavy, tough team, and they kind of threw their weight around against that Finnish side. That's for sure. They were not backing down from anyone. I think Finland threw one big hit and it got called for a penalty, but Canada was definitely working over the Finns, finishing checks and punishing them at an alarming rate here in this first period. And now Canada ready to get things going under Dennis Williams for the second period. And we'll start 5-on-5 again. No penalties carrying over from that first period of play. And now we will have a face-off there at center ice, and the Canadians able to win it. It's been interesting to not really see too much out of Brad Lambert so far this game. Of course, a draft pick that fell down the ranks quite heavily in the last draft. Of course, kind of similar to how far, in a sense, Shane Wright fell. But here's Canada firing the first shot of the period up off the blocker Lampinen. He'll deflect it up and out of play, and with 19:39 to go here in this second period of play, we are back up and running in this hockey game. Canadian fans all excited to be in the stands yet again for another home tournament here. 19:39 to go in this second period of play. Like I mentioned, the face-off will be to the right of Lampinen. The stands pretty full for a pre-tournament exhibition type game, but that's kind of the idea you want. Here's a chance now, the face-off. Scrambled back by the Finns, but Canada tries to push that puck back into possession. They can't. They get the break at center ice and able to chip it back into the Finnish end. 19:28 to go as I try to find the comfy spot in my chair again. Trust me, that's always the hardest part of every night. Finland back in on the attack, though. They're across the Canadian blue line. They're going to chip it down deep, and Finland able to push off a check there. Number 23 able to work through a man, but Canada, Zellweger, able to come up with it. 23 back on it for Finland. Works it in front, chipped in front there by another stick, but it goes wide of Milic, and now a chance here for Canada to work back the other way. Osman's going to fire it in down deep. It's going to go right onto the tape of Lampinen, who's waiting for the bounce, and it looks like we will have a stoppage in play. A Finnish player is down behind the play, Kapanen. He's hurting. Nyman's able to come over there and talk to him a little bit. This one, Kapanen goes in and just kind of blows the tire and oof. Smacks his face right off the boards, goes in against Del Mastro, trips himself up against the skates, and then smacks himself clean off the boards. Yeah, that's gotta hurt. And it goes back now. He will go to the dressing room. He's a little torn up there, that's for sure. And 18:55 to go here in the second period. The finalized roster yet to come for Team Finland, because of that, obviously, is what they're mentioning here. We'll see what happens. 18:46 to go. A shot coming up from the blue line for Canada. They get it back behind the net after the shot misses wide. And now this one will be chipped out off the boards by Finland back into the neutral zone. Chance here with 18:34 to go to get it into the Canadian end. Second period now, 0-0 between Canada and Finland, still scoreless. And a turnover there. Finland's going to play it in front, back of the net right there. All you had to say is that we were still scoreless, and just like that, Finland picks off a puck, gets a couple of passes going, and the blue and white side scores the goal to make it 1-0 on a very sloppy defensive play by Canada. And that's a very rough turnover if you're the Canadian side. That's just a weak play up the ice by Canada. Turned over 1, 2, 3 passes back in the net, and it kind of goes right like that. Great play there by Finland, but a very weak play up the ice. And I mean, Canada doesn't really do much to defend, and Milic gets beat clean on that play, and it's back in the net. So just like that, a 1-0 score. I was saying scoreless. It's been a calm game so far, but now all of a sudden things have just changed around. And with 18:22 to go in the second period, the tie is broken, the stalemate's broken, and we are up to a 1-0 game for Finland in the score column. Nico Huhtinen gets the goal. Sam, welcome in. Good evening. Finland just scored. Things not going so well anymore. Shot fired off of the pads of Canada. It's goaltender, Thomas Milic. And now 18:04 to go here in this second period. 1-0 lead for Finland. And suddenly they got some pep in their step. Looking to get things going. They're going to work this one back up off the boards, but it's going to come out of the Canadian zone. So Finland retreats into their own end, looking to retain possession. And they are dancing through the neutral beautifully. That was some gorgeous moves, but it'll be denied there and worked back. And this one's going to be fired off, and Canada again sloppy in front of their own net. Maybe turning over a puck, but they're able to battle through, and now the speed down the wing in on net. And what a take to the net, but denied there last second. Now a chance here. This one's going to be worked back. And there's just guys falling all over the Finnish zone. Not really sure what's going on there. 17:13 to go here in this second period. This one worked back by the Canadians in their own zone, but again another turnover to Finland. They lose it immediately, and now Canada will fire this one into the corner. Far side shot saved there by Lampton off the far side wing shot. And that one goes centered off of the side of Lampton to the near side corner. Pushed ahead there by Canada. 16:43 to go in this second period. This one Koivu works it out, and now back the other way, fired around the boards. Out to play it, and Milic will leave it there for his defenseman. 16:30 on the clock. I got to be mindful of that as we're breezing through this second period so far. The 1-0 goal, obviously, for Finland here made a difference in the score column. The only one we've had so far in this hockey game. Back the other way, and it's worked out, and here it goes by Canada. It'll be worked to the blue line there. And Canada able to turn back Finland yet again, and again they will. They'll chop at the puck on the stick right, able to deflect it out of play off of the stick of Miettinen. And we'll have a stoppage in play right there, and Canada just a very, very sloppy turnover to create that 1-0 goal against. And then this one by Gaucher going on in there. The forehand shot just goes off of the glove, off of the post, and wide of the net. This one won back by Finland though as we resume action. Milic thought about coming out to play it. He doesn't. And now a chance for Finland to push this one back. They don't. 15:52 to go here in this second period. And this one worked into the Canadian end. That's Nyman again. Nyman's been kind of dangerous this game. They were mentioning about how special of a player he is for Team Finland. Now obviously things working out in his favor so far as it's a 1-0 lead despite being down 17-10 in the shot department here for Finland. 15:25 to go in the second period. This one worked there by Finland as they are finally setting up some zone time. Look at this. Look at this. We like it. We like it. Shot coming, the one-timer from the blue line. Stopped right there, and now it's going to be a chance here. Shot fired. Blocked in front. It took Wright out, and Wright is down, and he is hurting. He can barely get up. He's looking to follow up on the play. He's trying to figure it out, and he's going to all of a sudden start moving his feet and looking like he can play no problem. And 14:52 to go. Wright's right back in the play, and I guess he was wondering if Milic had the puck so he could take a moment to catch his breath, but he is hurting. Not much pressure on that left leg, and he's looking to try and get out of the zone here, but Canada just can't seem to get it off the ice, and now he will go for a change. Back the other way, Connor Bedard fires it off the boards but can't get it going, and now turned back by Finland. And apparently Wright didn't even make it to the room before dropping to his knees down the tunnel. So some serious concern for Shane Wright, who is now appearing to be injured, as this one will go around the boards. And John, missed you on your way out there, but 14:06 to go here in this second period. Turned back there by Finland into the Canadian zone. Canada back behind their net, and they will chip this one up off the boards. But again, Finland able to keep it in. Big heavy check there by the defenseman for Canada. This one's fired off the boards and around, and Finland keeps it alive again, yet again. This one, Brad Lambert works it across. And this one's going to be fired on down. And this worked there by Canada. 13:39 to go here as Canada looks to exit their zone here in this second period. 17-12 the shots tipped out there. Work down the ice, and that will indeed be icing call. Eric, to your chagrin, I do not know of any free live streams. Clearly, as a televised national event, there very rarely are any free live streams that I would know about. And Shane Wright is hurting out there, but he is down the tunnel looking for observation. Hopefully not too injured, or hopefully not injured at all, just a stinger. 13:28 to go. 2019-2020 CHL Rookie of the Year. 39 goals in 58 games played for Shane Wright, who went 4th overall to the Seattle Kraken. And this is a chance here now for Canada to exit the zone. They do. 13-12 here in this second period. This one's worked back by Finland into the Canadian zone. Here's been the Canadians' problem all period long. 7 minutes in, they've had 2 shots and not much to really talk about. That's been the problem for them so far. And now they get an opportunity all the way down, and they will fire this one in front. Cut off by the defenseman. Shot saved by Lampinen. And it's a good chance there. So, Eric, here's the question. If you have family, you have a friend, you have a sister-in-law, you have anything that they have access to TSN on their cable package or satellite package, ask them for their account login details, and then once you have that, go to tsn.ca and hit the live button, log in via a TV provider, and away you go with those credentials, and away you can watch tonight's hockey game. I promise you that, if you're in Canada. So we'll see what happens. That's what we got going on here, according to that. Sure. Is what it is. And nothing there, so I didn't think so. Okay. Here we go. Shane Wright. Yeah, he's injured. If you're just tuning in, Shane Wright's injured. He went down the tunnel and doesn't look too good. Dennis Williams gets the update, and things don't look so good. 12:49 to go. Canada gets another shot. There we go. 2 shots within the span of 5 seconds. You like to see that. That's a big get. And now with 12:42 to go, Canada would like to try and get the next goal here in this second period. The game coming to you live from Halifax, Nova Scotia, out on the East Coast this year for the World Juniors, after, of course, everything that happened there, and need not mention anyway. But 12:25 to go here in this second period. Back behind the net, Canada gets it out, and they will fire it ahead. This one worked there, and it's just nice to see the World Juniors not in Edmonton for the 3rd year straight. That's, I guess, what you could say for sure. All right. Team Canada, gold standard. Ethan Del Mastro, Olin Zellweger, Connor Bedard, Nathan Gaucher, Zach Ostapchuk, Brendan Othman, Joshua Roy, and Logan Stankoven all returning from the 2022 Gold Medal Championship team. So that's your interesting part there for sure. Zellweger was a plus 14 in the tournament. Interesting. Shot fired there by Canada. Can't get it going. Puck goes down. Oh, no. Here we go. Let's get back to action, shall we? Canada at their own blue line trying to get things out. The Canadians are able to chip it in, and it goes up and out of play, unfortunately. So we'll have a stoppage in play yet again with 11:44 to go. Zach Dean was skating around the rink right there, getting a little bit of screen time. And let me just quickly, as we wait for this second period to resume here, as we wait for the face-off to get dropped, give you an update on the watch time, as we are currently up to 26.8 hours on the stream, which means we are over halfway at the halfway mark. We don't mind that at all. We should be good to go. Colton Dog, oof. And Brendan Othman just took a hit to the head. The Finnish player can't believe it. He's wearing the name Suomi, which I learned today means Finland in Finnish, as far as I understand. And this will be a penalty here for Finland. Othman gets checked to the head. Ooh. It's a shoulder-to-shoulder hit. That's shoulder to shoulder, but it's one of those jarring motions. Not that justifies it being a hit to the head penalty. Just one of those weird contacts where he just clipped him in the shoulder just barely. Spins him around and whips the head back, I guess you could say. So, yeah, that's a tough penalty if you're Finland. And thankfully, the best part about this is you are in pre-tournament games. It doesn't really matter what happens here. Results, goal scored and stuff don't matter much as staying healthy and, of course, working on your game. And right there from the point, Brendan Othman, no worse for wear from that phantom hit to the head, I guess you could say, tips it in front, and Canada scores the goal that ties the hockey game. 11:29 to go here in this second period of play. Whew, that was quick. That was dynamite on the power play. And that's kind of the problem, right? You don't want to be giving Canada free power plays, and that's kind of what the ref did right there. And that's been what the kind of feel, the vibe, I guess you could say, of these pre-tournament games so far have been from the officials, is they are not doing a very good job calling these games. I think there were 2 disallowed goals that should count no matter what in that game against Switzerland and Sweden earlier today. And, of course, that was a big topic of discussion, so Brendan Othman gets out there and gets himself a goal. Third goal of the pre-tournament on the power play from Zellweger and Gunther. Gunther, the Arizona Coyotes prospect that's playing out there for them. So, of course, the big goal for Canada, and now back the other way, coming in on the attacks. Finland gets turned back with 11:06 to go here in this second period. It is a 1-1 hockey game. Finland scoring earlier in the period. And, of course, Canada now scoring just moments ago on the power play as things pick up here in this second period. We are just about halfway done this hockey game, and nothing really decided at all. Canada able to cut through the neutral, get onto the attack. They're going to fire a puck into the middle of the ice that will come up off somebody, and now there's a chance for Stankoven to get it down low to his winger, but he can't do the job. But there's a hip check, something I haven't seen in a hot minute in the World Juniors. A big old hip check right there against the Finnish side, and that will force an icing call with 10:25 to go. Brendan Othman scoring a huge goal for Team Canada. And there you go as well, just breaking news moments ago. Alex Ovechkin ties Gordie Howe for second all-time with his 800th and first career goal. There you go. There's your news for the night. It happened December 23rd, 2022. Anyway, back to action, but it looks like Canada will have a slashing call coming up. Or is it, yeah, it looks like Gaucher is going to go to the box for a slashing call here. 10:16 to go in this second period. And he will be nailed for the slash. So with the shots 21-13, Gaucher can't believe the slash was called. And this one just gets in there on the, yep, nope, that's a definition slash by the IIHF standards and the NHL standards nowadays. He gets nailed with it, and he will go to the box for the next 2-ish minutes, depending on if Finland scores or not. So with 10:16 to go, the Canadians get to the penalty kill here. The Finland side, 2 shots on their previous power play in the first period. They will get it back to the blue line and chance around the Canadian zone. Look for the one-timers is kind of what these guys seem to want to do. And there is the one-timer position, Brad Lambert. Sorry, that's not Brad Lambert. That's Joachim Kemmel. This one's going to be worked by Finland. They're working some wrinkles into their power play. The one-time shot, Joachim Kemmel denied by Thomas Milic. Now, a chance here for Kemmel. He'll fire it across, and, well, he gets it down into the boards here. And a bad play there by the Finnish side, missing the defender. And the blue and white retreat back into their own zone. Suomi trying to break on out. They're going to play it off the boards and relay back to a defender here that will go around, and now out of the zone, and now they're working the other way. Shot fired into the zone by Finland as they chase down deep. Canada swallows them whole in the back behind Milic. 9:17 to go here in this second period of play, and this has been the thing. Canada's penalty kill not so bad this first two attempts, as they've only got 52 seconds to go here, but all it takes is one shot to find the back of the net. We're not talking about NHL elite goalies here. We're talking about young kids that might have a brain cramp moment, and that's maybe what Finland's looking for here. But how about this? Short-handed Canada looking for that brain cramp moment, but can't get it going. And now turn back with 8:48 to go here in this second period of play. 28 seconds on the power play left remaining for Finland. Folks, if you're new to the stream, hey, good evening. Welcome in as Finland carries through the neutral zone. 8:34 to go here in this second period of play. And my friends, we are engaged in a 1-1 hockey game, and now a breakaway for Roy. Back the other way. He's going to fire it, and, well, denied by Lampinen. So back on the attack with 2 seconds to go on the power play. Finland in on the attack. They score. They score. Koivunen squeaks it through the 5-hole on Milic. And I am not sure if Gaucher got out of the box or not in time for that not to be a penalty kill goal. Crazy. And Koivunen absolutely got it going. And here's Roy's great chance. Short-handed, gets all alone. Denied there by Lampinen. Never even raised the puck. And then back the other way. It's just an easy drive to the net for Koivunen, who squeaks right through Milic, runs into his own post. He's so turned around, and that ends up in the back of the net. My friends, it's a 2-1 game for Finland, as we are, I believe it was 1:30 in the morning at 4:30, so we are talking about it being, what is it? 2:48 in the morning for our friends in Finland, watching a 2-1 pre-tournament lead against the Canadian side here. Canada up, though, 23-14 in the shot department, and for some reason just not getting the results they want, because obviously the strength of Finland always the goaltending. And now a chance for them to move out. They cut around the attacker for Canada. We're back to 5-on-5 to the middle. A chance there and a flip up of the puck by the Finnish attacker. 7:47 to go here in this second period of play. Canada able to move this one out, and they will just play it on down, and all of a sudden we've only got a few 100 seconds to go before this period is up and done, and it looks like we've got a penalty coming to Finland for interference, or is it Canada for interference? It looks like Colton Dock will go to the penalty box for interference. My friends, good evening. Welcome to Dolynny TV. I'm Tyson. I'm grateful to have you along tonight. Of course, regularly a very big-time Oilers coverage guy here on YouTube, but as we get set for the World Juniors, you know I'll be doing a lot. So if you want to tune in for more World Juniors coverage, or you want to stay for the Edmonton Oilers coverage, I'd be great to have you along by hitting that subscribe button. And secondary to that, we're closing in on that 10,000 subscriber mark there. So if you'd be so kind, that would be greatly appreciated in helping me out towards that big old goal of 10,000 subscribers. As looks like some things are getting some views that haven't gotten some views in a little while, that's for sure. And it looks like for some reason or another, the Evander Kane injury update video popping off and doing its thing yet again. 430 views this hour on the live stream so far, my friends. And it looks too that things are going quite well in terms of the subscriber department today, as we are off and running with 9,676 subscribers. So now down below 325 to go. If anyone would be so kind to be that guy that gets us closer, guy, girl, that gets us closer to 320, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, Colton Dock goes to the penalty box for Canada for interference, or what's going on here? Nope, sorry, it is Finland. My apologies. Väisänen goes to the box. 7:34 to go in this second period. Power play for Canada. We're up over 800 views on the live stream, up over 1,600 minutes watched. And here we go, a face-off win for Canada, one back, and now a chance to set up the attack here. So they will go rink wide and back to the blue line. Zellweger across to Connor Bedard, back to Zellweger. Zellweger fires the shot, and it is shot wide of the net on the Finnish goaltender. So now a chance for Bedard. He's spun there by a Finnish defender, and now puck goes back out into the neutral zone. Canada regroups at their own blue line. They're going to carry through and lumber into their own zone a brief moment before heading out and through the middle. That, of course, is Connor Bedard. But the Canadian power play now featuring a completely different look due to losing Shane Wright earlier in this period on a block shot in front. 6:50 to go. Zellweger hammers the shot. That was the success earlier on the tip by Brendan Othman, but it's denied there and held up by Lampinen, who freezes that puck. And there you go. You've got yourself another whistle in the action. Zellweger, though, if he's going to be able to get that puck through traffic game in, game out, he is going to be one heck of a very dangerous player for Team Canada this season. Zellweger, an Anaheim Ducks prospect, draft pick, whatever you want to say. Guy that's looking to make an impact probably next year or sooner later this year for at least the San Diego Gulls. 6:40 to go here in this second period. Puck's played down. And now Brandt Clark out there on the power play, rotating, goes back to the blue line. Stankoven has it hop over his stick, and now Canada has to retreat back. This power play quickly going nowhere suddenly on Canada, as this one's carried ahead, and this one's going to be worked into the Finnish zone. Chance now as it's battled off the boards there by Stankoven. He will go back to the blue line. It's just crazy how much smaller Stankoven looks than anyone else out there on the ice, only coming in at 5'7". 6:08 back the other way, and now a chance for Finland on shorthanded opportunity. Goes wide of the net on the deflection, and Brandt Clark picks up the puck, and Fantilli will come back across the line, but they're going to rule them offside at the Finnish blue line, so we'll have another whistle in the action with 22 seconds to go. And that's it for the water this period, my friends. We are done the bottle. That's the healthy part about it. And when I'm doing these live streams, I get a heck of a ton of water in me. I mean, how big is this bottle realistically? Does it tell me anywhere on here? It does not tell me how many ounces, liters, anything are in this bottle. But yep, that's pretty much. You get to watch me drink a ton of water, ton of lemonade, ton of everything during these World Junior streams. That's for sure. And here's another chance for Canada. They bust across, can't get it going. Power play up and done for Canada. 3-2-1 over. And with 5:34 to go, Finland back on the ice, 5-on-5, and all of a sudden now Canada finds themselves down 2-1 with two good looks on that power play, but that is about it when it really comes to selling how good that power play was. Two good looks and not much more realistically. All right, we're to commercial break. I'm going to run an ad quickly for you, friends, and I will be right back. Just take a quick break, refill the water. Rainy Friday night in Halifax. Of course, I knew that. I follow too many people on Twitter to not know that Halifax is raining and Toronto is getting hammered by snow. Canada, though, on the attack here, getting things going here in this late second period, trying to force the issue and try to get back to action, that's for sure. They're trying to work things here, and this one's going to go back behind the net. And a chance for Canada to keep it alive in the finish zone. 4:55 to go here in this first period. Shot by Roy goes wide of the net. Now a chance again, fired there by the Canadian side. Goes up and out of play. And my friends, good evening. If you're just tuning in, glad to have you along. Of course, we've been bouncing around. I think we've got about 11 or 12 of you staying in here in the stream consistently. But as we continue to bounce things around on the live stream so far, of course, the watch time climbing a little bit, going down a little bit, going all around as the views come in and come out. And so far, so good on the live stream. So I thank everybody for being along for the ride here on Dolynny TV tonight. We're at 31.9 hours watched on the stream. So if we can try and hit that 50, I thought we could do 100. But that's a shot to the front of the net. Scores Canada. Shut up, Tyson. We got a hockey game to watch, and Canada scores the game 5-on-5 that ties this one. So both teams with a 5-on-5 goal and a power play goal, and they put it home with 4:42 to go. I believe it's Brant Clark who scores the goal on a play that just funnels to the front of the net for Canada, and they score the goal that ties this hockey game up at 2 late here in this period. Allen goes down, and then it's just everybody crashing into the net, and for some reason Brant Clark had activated all the way down in behind Shane Wright, and it's Shane Wright that I think actually gets a hold of that puck. But Brant Clark celebrates like it's his goal anyway. And yeah, it's definitely, yeah, I guess Brant Clark might have gotten a tip on it somewhere along that way. But it's Shane Wright coming back out after being injured earlier in this second period. He's on the ice, and he gets onto the ice and scores a big time goal. Here's the shot fired off behind the net, and this one's going to be played ahead there. Canada needs to be stronger with the puck in behind their net and transitioning out in front. And here's now a chance back the other way for Ostapchuk. He's coming back, and he's going to fire this one down. 4:16 to go here in this second period. And it's worked back the other way by Finland, who will spin off the check and leave the puck for themselves along the boards. But Canada able to retreat and pick it up quickly and get this one going there, as it's going to be fired across the blue line by Canada. Fired on net. Lampinen. Glove save. You betcha. That's what you like to see. 3:57 to go here in this second period. Oh, man. Got to remind myself to never again eat a granola bar while broadcasting hockey. That was probably the dumbest thing I've done in a while. And by the way, folks, if you're looking for more non-Oilers related broadcasts, March 31st to April 2nd, come on back to Dolynny TV. I'll be up in Cold Lake. Don't want to give away too many details yet, but there is another hockey tournament to be broadcasting that weekend in Cold Lake on Dolynny TV, which I would love to have you along for. That, a Hockey Alberta event that I'm very proud to be able to have the rights for yet again this year. A penalty upcoming to the Finnish side again. They've taken yet another one, and now Canada will see an offside. They're not really sure why the penalty was whistled down, but nonetheless, yeah, the referee is trying to figure it out with Canada about what happened there to blow down that whistle. Dennis Williams trying to work that one through, and Shane Wright's out there. They're saying something about an early change. So it is just one penalty. Okay, it is just one penalty, and it's the interference call on Logan Stankoven, as it's just an absolute net front push to the battle, and I guess Stankoven bites the worst of it, and then Bedard jumps over the ice, and Milic tries to jump on the boards, so I guess correct call to blow it down. Roney goes off for interference, and we will have a face-off to the left of Lampinen, and a shot upcoming from Zellweger. I am sure the way they've figured things out. Shot fired up high over top of the net by Bedard, up and out of play, and of course for Team Canada they get their big weapon Shane Wright back on the ice. Not too bad when you can have the back-to-back number one projected overall picks in Wright and Bedard in the lineup on your top power play unit. But again, you got to remember that Shane Wright didn't go first overall. He was projected to and didn't. All right, 3:28 to go here in this second period of play. It's tipped on down to Brennan Othman, who will leave it there for Canada to retrieve. Now a chance for Wright across to Bedard, who's outstretched, and now Bedard's going to fire the shot. Scores. What a snipe show, Connor Bedard. What in the living wow was that? That was a good one. That's what you like to see. Connor Bedard absolutely snaps at Chop Ched and gets this game broken wide open. 3-2. The first lead for Canada tonight. 3:15 to go in this second period. That was an absolute rocket by Connor Bedard, and this is just a really good pass there by Shane Wright. Outstretches Connor Bedard, but then he settles down, steps into the puck, and just roof job. Hearing whistles was lampening on that shot by Connor Bedard. I might have been tipped, I don't know, but it just goes right clean upstairs. And 3:15 to go here in this second period of play. It is 3-2 for Canada. All right. That's about as an elite of a shot as you will see at this level of World Juniors competition. Now it passed, played ahead, and this one worked there, and this one worked to the blue line. And big hit there. And now 2:58 to go in this second period. Canada leads out Connor Bedard, his first on the power play with 16:45 to go. Wright and Gunther get the assists. So I assume just by that, Gunther's wearing number 11 for Canada this year. 3 goals on the last 7 shots for Canada. And here's another one. Shot saved by Lampton, and then 2 players go down in a heap in front of him. But we'll have another stoppage in play here. 2:36 to go in this second period. Connor Bedard absolutely rocketed that one home. And kid's got high expectations on him. The guy's got Connor McDavid expectations on him. So be interesting to see kind of how the rest of his season finishes off. And of course how this one translates for him. This one won back by Canada, but now an emerging 2-on-2 back the other way for Finland. They work it on down deep, and they will get it into the Canadian zone and try to turn this puck over. But Canada all over Finland since pretty much they scored that 2-1 goal. And now the puck's pushed into the net, and now we got a little scrum in front, and Canada's in on the attack. Gunther's down. He's lost his helmet. Finland absolutely shoving and pushing with Canada, and that's a dangerous recipe. You want to get heated with Canada. That's going to be a little bit of a mess because penalties start pulling out, and if you end up on the odd end of penalties, you're going to end up, sorry to say, losing more often than winning. And Stankoven drives that one to the net right on Lampton, and then Gunther plows a man into his own goaltender, and then the Finns don't take kindly to that, and it's just helmet pops off, protect the head, and that's one of those scary situations. You're down in a sea of skates. That's all you really can do if you're, of course, Dylan Gunther. And they will give the penalty to Finland. So again, that's what I was saying, right? Don't push and shove with Canada, because it's not even a ref bias or anything. Canada knows how to push and shove, I think, a little bit better than these younger Finnish players, and they end up getting nailed with the penalty. So now 2-minute power play for Finland here. And game starting to get away, might get away here from Finland. And now this one's 2:20 to go here in this second period. We will have a 2-minute power play for Team Canada. They will win it back, and 2 for 4 with 8 shots so far on the power play is Canada. And here's Connor Bedard loading up again. Backdoor feed. Just about had it there from Shane Wright. And that would have been a beauty of a goal to get, but nonetheless didn't get it going. And now a chance here, fired in to the zone by Canada, and that will go up and out of play again, or an offside or something. Connor Bedard popping the eyebrows saying, well, I don't know what's going on here, bro. This one, Connor Bedard again. Sorry, that was Brendan Othman. Shane Wright was in front, and then Dylan Gunther backdoor. And Gunther fires it off of the pad of Lampton. That was a 10-bell save, and I missed it. $1:57 to go here in this second period. And 30 shots to go here for Canada so far. And I smell bacon, guys. Sorry if I'm distracted. I smell bacon. I can smell bacon. This one's going to be shot in by Canada on the face-off just outside of the finish zone. It was indeed an offside on the power play. Canada slashes it on down, and here's the backdoor feed again. Trying to get open to Connor Bedard. He can't capitalize after the pass from Brendan Othman. With $1:40 to go, we will pretty much wane down this second period, looking for a goal from Canada on the power play again tonight. Their third one if they do capitalize and convert. Chance in front now. Gunther fires it across, couldn't get it going. And now the Finns will work it back out. Blue and white streaking up the ice. This one is shot there on Milic, denied, and then shot off the side of the net. And Canada will work back out. Gunther resets the power play. Here's Othman, carries through the neutral zone, and my goodness, my mouth is just watering, wanting that bacon, let me tell you. And this one's going to be fired out of the zone. $1:02 to go in the period, now a buck even. And we will have the last minute of play right now for Team Canada and Team Finland. 33 seconds to go. Canada turns it on back, and now a chance here for this second power play unit to maybe do something and try and score themselves a goal here to make this one 4-2. The shot upcoming, Lampinen the save. The rebound, Canada retrieves back to the blue line. Now far side, Dot walking, Brant Clark. The shot goes up and stays in play. So Stankoven back again to Korchinski. Korchinski across to Brant Clark. Brant Clark walking back to Korchinski. Kevin fires the shot. It goes up and out of play. So we will have one hopefully final stoppage in play here between Canada and Finland. Then we'll run an ad, we'll appeal for subscribers, and we will go grab a slice of bacon out of the frying pan and crunch it on back. Let me tell you, that, my friends, sounds like a plan indeed. So as we're currently sitting, 55 views this hour on Dolynny TV, so not too bad of an hour at all. What's that equal out to? Just about 7 views in a minute, which we can work with pretty well here in the second period of an exhibition World Juniors game. This puck battled up. Both teams battling for this face-off, and they will win it back, does Canada. Zellweger with the 15-second drill trying to win this game right here, but not going to be able to do it. And this one will go back into finished possession, 4-3-2-1. And we are up and done with this period of play. That's it. That's all for the second period, my friends. Canada, Finland, 3-2 after 2 periods of play. Connor Bedard scoring a big goal for Canada, and obviously, too, a lot has changed in this hockey game so far. After the first period was scoreless, Canada walks into the dressing room with a 3-2 lead after 2 periods of play. Obviously, aided by the power play, Brendan Othman, and, of course, Connor Bedard on the power play scoring the goals. Shane Wright, Dylan Gunther with the assists on the Bedard goal. Zach Ostapchuk and Nolan Allen on the assists on the Brant Clark goal. That was actually more than likely scored by Shane Wright, but whatever. And then, of course, too, Brendan Othman assisted by Olin Zellweger and Dylan Gunther. So Dylan Gunther, the only Canadian player so far with a multi-point game and a 3-2 lead against Finland. Friends, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Good evening, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you along for tonight's broadcast. It's been fun so far. I mean, I'm a little tired, but that was because that first period sucked a lot of energy out of a guy just trying to get things up and running for what was a 0-0 game. But that said, if you're new to the channel, what I want you to do is consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Why? Why am I asking you to do that? Well, I'd love to have you along for the ride. But secondary too is I am very close to 10,000 subscribers. I'm talking like when a guy talks about being very close to 10,000, oh, I'm 1,000 away, I'm 500 away. None of that business, my friends. You want to know how close I am to Dolynny TV being at 10,000 subscribers? How about this? Listen up a quick second. 9676. So I am 324 subscribers away. And if you want to hit that subscribe button, come back on Boxing Day and enjoy some more live Dolynny TV World Juniors coverage, guess what? You're more than welcome to, but the easiest way to do that is hit the subscribe button, and then we can just hit that 10,000 number on, you guessed it, Boxing Day. We just crossed 1,000 views on the live stream, by the way, as well. So that's a healthy, good sign as things get going here on the channel. 2167 times 1,000, which gives us that divided by 60, 36.2 hours watched on the stream. My friends, I'm going to go head upstairs quickly for a break, just grab some more water and stuff, and I will be right back. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll be right back. All right, we're back to action. My apologies. A little bit of a wait there to get things going, but we just had to go refill the old water bottle. You can actually see there's fluid in there. I'm not sucking every last drop out of that bottle this time, but we're back to action, my friends. Good evening. Welcome to Dolynny TV. If you're just tuning in, it's my great pleasure to have you along for tonight's ride so far. It's been a productive one. Of course, Canada up 3-2 in this hockey game as things currently settle up in this second intermission, now up to 9,677 subscribers. By the way, thank you, whoever hit that subscribe button and took in the appeal from me to do as such. Appreciate that. And as we get underway here in this second intermission, we'll recap kind of again what happened here. As let's just quickly go here. It was 30 shots for Canada in this game so far after two, 15 and 15 apiece in the first and second. And then secondary to that, you've got 8 shots, 6 shots for Finland, total of 14. Finland's been to the box 5 times this game, and that's been obviously the difference. Canada twice, and Finland has a goal on the power play. But obviously, when you take penalties against Canada at the World Juniors, you're going to have a bad time 10 times out of 10. All right. Penalty for Finland in the first period, penalty for Canada in the first period. That's your scoring summary. Literally just 2 guys went to the box. Neither team did nothing. It was a boring period. I'm very tired because of it, but it is what it is. Now, then suddenly, Finland starts taking a little bit more control of the game after a bad play there by Canada. They score the goal, and then they take a penalty. Canada scores a goal. Then Canada takes a penalty, and Finland scores a goal after a beautiful chance by Joshua Roy. Ends up coming back the other way and ends up in the back of their net on a defensive breakdown. Then Finland takes a penalty. It gets cleared off, and then all of a sudden Brian Clark scores a goal. Shane Wright scores a goal, but it's accredited to Brant Clark. If you watch the video, it's pretty conclusive that Shane Wright touched that puck. And then Topi Roni takes a penalty for Finland. And then, well, Canada scores on the power play. That's the difference maker. The first time Canada has led all game. Bing, bang, boom. They take another penalty, does Finland. And that's all she cuts for that second period. The penalty comes to an end just before the period ends. And we are up and done with that second period and the scoring summary. A 3-2 hockey game between Canada and Finland. Martel, welcome into tonight's broadcast. And friends, hello, there's 30 of you for the first time since the pregame. Good evening and welcome aboard the Dolynny TV. Thanks for being here. Go Canada, go. Well, obviously, I hope for those of you tuning in, it's been really weird not seeing our Finnish friends. I think the problem for our Finnish friends is the fact that it is 3... I got that right? Yeah, it's 3:17 in the morning. 3:17, middle of the night in Finland. So unfortunately, they probably won't be joining us until some of those early birds that have to go to work might be joining us later on for the third period. But go Canada, go. Ton of Oilers jerseys. You get what kind of hockey fan I am. You can love it, you can hate it all you want. You can just be here for the World Juniors, and I will be happy with that, my friends. Great to have you aboard. Things are looking well so far through this hockey game for Canada. Obviously, a couple of mistakes, but you clean that up against the competition you're going to face, and you'll be fine once you get into the medal rounds. And as it currently sits, we're just blitzing along here on this live stream. Quite honestly, it's been a productive little day for sure. Things have been good to me so far, and I guess we could give you an update of watch time hit on that, and we can just go see what's happening on Twitter. Yeah, there's not much else to really be aware of, I guess you could say. Oilers and Canucks play at 7 o'clock, but that is not the focus. We will be watching this game finish up, and then I'll watch the rest of the Oilers game. And there was a good little scrap in the NHL today. Smith and Martin go at it, Panthers and New York Islanders, and there isn't much else really to it, I don't think. Alright, that's really all there is. Okay, cool. Let's take a moment to breathe, relax. What people would normally tell me to do, shut up for a moment. And we'll just go out there and enjoy. And it looks like there is Christmas Eve football tomorrow. Lions, Panthers. Oh, and here we go. We're going to have history being made as Alex Ovechkin does it against the Winnipeg Jets, number 801. Right through the wickets of David Riddick. And Alex Ovechkin ties Gordie Howe, and David Riddick can't believe he let that happen on his watch. And of course, Alex Ovechkin does it in the reverse retro. You knew he was waiting to do it in that thing. And the great 8 chase. Yep, that's That's where it's at. 801, 1,310 games played for Alex Ovechkin. And I don't know how you math it out, but I think he does it in less games than Wayne Gretzky somehow, some way, to be honest with you. And that is something quite incredible to be watching in the NHL this year. Just that craziness. Anthony's not a fan of the Oilers, but he's a fan of that Connor McDavid guy. And end of the day, right? That's the first ever player jersey I had. Secondary was the Puljujärvi, but that's as far as we go in terms of player jerseys, I think. Of course, I've mentioned the reverse retro that I've got there will be a James Hamblin, if you're really familiar with the Oilers. And then I think I might have to see if I can get a new version of that Reebok jersey right behind me and go out and get a Nugent Hopkins jersey done. But that's all for when I actually have money. That's the problem. That's all for when I have money and things to do and things to spend, I guess you could say. That saving for a house thing really draws into the budget. My friends, welcome aboard. This is Dolynny TV. I don't have a scoreboard up, but it's 3-2 for Canada after the second period of play between Canada and Finland. Canada so far 2 for 5 on the power play. They are out shooting Finland 30-14 here in this game, 2/3 of the way through, and it looks all but certain at this point that Canada's probably just going to overpower Finland here in the third and finish this one off. That's my bias showing through for you, but it seems like that will indeed be the case for Canada this evening, and we'll see if my bold prediction remains true. But that's kind of where we're sitting as things gather up right now for Canada, is we're just kind of starting to see the team wake up in that second period after getting scored on first, and now all of a sudden might be a bad recipe for success for Finland. So yeah, as we're sitting here, friends, if you're new to Dolynny TV, what I want you to do is consider taking this live stream to hit that subscribe button here on the channel. Why? Why do I want you to hit subscribe? Well, simply put, if you'd be so kind to hit that subscribe button, I may very soon, perhaps even on Boxing Day, be able to hit that 10,000 subscriber mark here on the channel. And that, my friends, would be something special indeed. All right. 212 views so far this hour here on the channel. So just barely off of that 10 view per minute pace as we're pacing things out here to begin the 6 o'clock hour. I smell bacon is what I was telling you guys prior to heading upstairs. The bacon's not quite cooked, but dang, oh dang, does it smell real good. Now up to 96. 78 in that subscriber department. We are getting closer and closer by the minute, and of course 320 would be real nice to be the only number remaining by Boxing Day. I don't imagine subscriber growth is going to really happen over the next 2 days. I imagine you, me, and everybody's got something to do the next 2 days, but that's fine and dandy. We'll find some time for it and make it happen, hopefully by Boxing Day is kind of the idea. Either way, it's by the end of the year guaranteed to happen, in my opinion. But we'll make things happen here for sure. That said, I can't do it without you. That's the hard part. Can't do it without you. And Fortnite? Well, I cannot play Fortnite right now, my friend. And let's see what this... Alright, we are rocking and rolling along. I'm going to quickly take a check of Twitter and see if there's anything we've missed when it comes to this World Juniors, but let's see. Is there anything else here? There isn't really. This is cool video. Okay, they got video from the NHL of how each of the top 3 goal scorers in NHL history scored their 801st goals. And there's Gretzky at the side of the net on Artis Urbe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, they got the Last of Us commercial playing. Filmed in Calgary, by the way. Last of Us filmed in Calgary. That was a big time event throughout the past year and a half here in Calgary, that's for sure. And all right, Connor Bedard, his power play goal. Shane Wright from Dylan Gunther as well. Canada now credited with 31 shots, and Finland now credited with 15 shots. Gord Miller, Mike Johnson breaking down this pre-competition game right now, just going through the exhibition version of things for Canada and Finland this evening. Bedard, though, he's had a pretty good game, very noticeable game for Connor Bedard so far, so we'll see what that evolves into here in this third period, if it does indeed turn into the Connor Bedard and Shane Wright show. But as things settle in here for this third period, we'll get this up and done, and then I'm going to go enjoy some oh-so-good bacon and whatever the heck else. I guess probably bacon and scalloped potatoes or something magic being cooked up there prior to Christmas Eve dinner tomorrow. And, of course, that's the best part. Some of these days, honestly, 23rd dinner is better than Christmas Eve dinner. That's some weird thing, and then Christmas Day is just nothing special. But here we go. Canada, Finland, set for the third period to begin, my friends. Buckle up, let's go. The centers draw in, and we'll have a face-off at center ice as Canada wins it all the way back to, well, nobody. It hits the end boards and bounces onto the tape of a defenseman. 19:52 to go, and we are off and underway. Cut off there at the blue line by the Finns. Carried on one-on-one. Shot turned away by Milic, and it goes up and out of play. And we'll have a stoppage in play exactly like we did to start the first period. 15 seconds into this period of play here in the third. The shots, like I said, now 31-16 for Finland. The game, a 3-2 score between these two clubs. And there's Gaudreau on the bench, the goaltender that will start for Czechia. It's a game for Canada on Boxing Day. Let's keep that in mind. 19:45 to go here in this third period. Olin Zellweger picks this puck up behind his net. He will play it over to the defense partner of his own. And now a puck off the boards and played out to the blue line by Canada. And now they've got a man reaching for Finland, which means the offense is going to be able to get down the ice, but nobody knows where that puck's going. So it's turned back there by Finland, and they will carry in across the zone, fired on down. Milic plays it around the boards, and now a chance here as they will flip it out into the neutrals territory. We've got 6:28 on the clock, which means we got roughly 38 minutes to finish off this game before Edmonton and Vancouver start playing. Brian Clark's going to fire the shot down low. Lacrosse attempt was coming from Othman. Great fake, though. And then now a chance for Stankoven. He fires the shot. It's wide of the net. Bedard a chance in front. Can't get it going. And now it's turned back by the Finns. They'll get on the attack. And a great push off there by the defenseman for Canada to stop up that play. Finland seeing the boards play there against the near side. Milic sees it come to him, and he will cover up the puck. But that was one of those sneaky plays there from Brennan Othman. A great pass there by Brian Clark to go down low to him, and then he fakes it and then plays back up the puck. Yikes. About 18:37 to go here in this third period of play. It's worked back behind the net by Finland. They will go to the near side corner, but it hops off a skate. This puck goes back up the boards, and now a chance to get on out into the neutral territory. 18:26 to go here in this third period, as mentioned. 3-2 Canada leads, if you're just tuning in and don't know what the score is. And this is a chance here. Canada gets the 2-on-1 turnover, but they are going to take a penalty for a cross-check. And Canada cannot believe they got called on that, but they will indeed be nailed down for that. And it looks like Logan Stankoven is missing a couple of bits of his teeth there. And yeah, he's got a big old chipped tooth there, that's for sure. And this one, Gunther is going to go to the box. Cross-checking call against against Gunther. I guess you could call that cross-checking, and at the IIHF level, I guess that is cross-checking. Stankoven picks up the puck and then fires the shot, but didn't see the referee's arm. And man, Canada quickly got that 2-on-0, turned up the other way, but now Finland, well, as I said, right, Canada seemed like they were ready to get off and running with this hockey game. They may not be quite ready to do that now after this penalty against Gunther. I'm going to take a second here, though, to rearrange the screen a little bit. There we go. We'll get a little bit more centered up. Sorry, folks. It's just about where the chair sits comfortably in the floor after all these years. Of course, everything else that's going on. 18:06 to go here in this third period. Finland carries through the neutral. They'll get on the attack. There's Nyman coming in on the end boards. He can't get it going, so Canada clears out to the blue line, and Finland keeps it in. Opportunity here now for Finland to go D to D, and they'll walk down the near side boards, back up high to the point. Shot looking for the one-timer, doesn't come. Now near side face-off dot, I guess you could call that. I don't know. That's a weird middle area between the dots and the point where it's not really nothing. This one a chance here. 17:30 to go in this third period. Shot coming. Fired by Milic into the screen. Up out of play. We'll have a whistle. All right. All right. Face off to the left of Milic. 1:08 to go in this power play. He's had a pretty solid game so far. Obviously, Canada's let him down a couple of times. Now a chance here for Finland to win this face-off. They'll push it back again. A couple of times so far this period, and again, I get scrambled up when you have problems off the face-off because it's just drop the puck, interrupts the flow. Let's go. And that's why they do it, though. Power play face-offs are very important, so they get the clean puck down this time. Finland gets possession off it. And Hines gets to it, but now a chance for Canada back the other way, and here it is. Gotcher in on the attack. He's going to get it into the corner. That's about it. And now with 50 seconds to go in the power play, Canada sees this penalty kill start winding down. As this one a chance here, turned back by Canada. Again, another shot in Lampinen. The save there on the shorthanded chance. Canada clamps it back into the neutral zone, all the way back into the D zone, and it's fired in. Chance now from Hines to get it onto the goaltender, and Lampinen, and Finland has to retreat out of their own zone. 25 seconds to go here on this power play. As that will be a bad turnover there by Finland, and that will pretty much cook the time off the clock on their power play. That was not a real good walk out of the zone at all, and that one was just not good, and that's clearly the reason. They just really butchered that one bad. And now with 4 seconds to go, the power play expires. I don't know how I'm going to get through the Oilers game to do the post-game review, but we'll figure it out. And now a chance here, 16:09 to go. Back the other way and in on the attack. This one goes back behind the net and in front. Finland comes up with possession. They're going to play this one across. Shot fired, save, rebound, and turned out there by Finland. And now Canada retreats into the offensive zone. The shot fired, glove save, Lampinen. And that will be a face-off. So Bedard playing with Doc and somebody else now. And 15:46 to go here in this third period of play. 3-2 Canada leads. That's where we find ourselves. Connor Bedard, great looking shot, great snatch there by Lampinen though, and a great move by Bedard to get right around the defender and then create all that space. It's amazing how fast Bedard can make those plays and how fast he can move. But he made the great play there, and 21 goals in 20 games with Canada at the U18 and World Junior Championships so far in his career. He looks to add to that on Boxing Day. Here's the chance. Bedard goes lacrosse move off the bar. That was one of those you didn't even know what was going on, but what a weird look there from Bedard. And it was the reverse. We've seen it a lot from the other side, but Bedard just about sneaks it home, but played it off the post. This kid's going to be special, guys. This kid's going to be special. 15:20 to go, and we will have an icing call against Canada. I didn't even, as soon as it was happening, I didn't even realize it was really happening, and Bedard looks up at the replay. Thought it was a good thing to try and move, and look at this replay. Right, he's got the goalie spun around and looks to get that puck off the ledge, and then Lampinen seals the post, and Bedard is unable to score there. Lampinen gets his head in front of the corner. That's new age goaltending for you. 15:15 to go here in this third period. We're just about up and done, my friends. We'll almost be done this one. And hopefully a Canadian victory to seal off the pre-tournament, a 3-0 situation for them. Jam plays side of the net, and Canada, Bedard is just taking a penalty, and he can't believe it. And then he's going to push around the Finnish guy, and now all of a sudden Finland's going to start pushing with Shane Wright. But Bedard doesn't believe that he took a trip there, and now all of a sudden Bedard's a little fuming after the lacrosse attempt's taken note, and then he ends up tripping a man behind the net. And it's the same cross check as before. I don't know. It's 2 penalties in a row on the kidney pads is what Mike Johnston is saying, and Connor Bedard's still upset about that lacrosse attempt not going in for sure. And he's upset now about that penalty as well, so there's a lot going on for him. We're in the fishbowl. And we got 14:59 to go. And they're going to call Bedard for tripping. Sure. And that young Finnish goalie on the bench there wearing that toque looks like he's having an alright time. Hanging out, chilling. Alright. My friends, we are just going to quickly take a look at how the views are coming together here on the stream. 3:32 this hour. Not too bad. Like I said, we're pacing just about that 10 views per minute moment, so we don't mind that at all. We are pretty okay with that, that's for sure. And the benches are jawing between each other. And divided by 60, we are at 46 hours on the stream, so excuse that, but we should be able to, if we can get 4 more hours on this stream, crush off that 50-hour stream and set up what's going to be a very good day. The Finnish goaltender chirping back to Benjamin Gaudreau on the bench for Canada. Bedard, 2 minutes for tripping, despite it being a cross-check. I don't know, you tell me, and we'll figure it out somewhere in the middle, but Canada wins the face-off, and the linesman is down in a heap. He gets up, though. 3 power plays for Finland, 0 for so far for them, so they look to improve here in a matter of moments. 14:44 to go here in this third period. Canada continues to lead 3-2. This third period taking its sweet, sweet time getting up and over with. Finland, though, on the power play for the next $1:30, so at least the clock is starting to bleed down a little bit here as time winds on. This one goes back, and chance here now for Canada to get out, but there gets stripped, and here's an opportunity, and Milic, the save denial, he makes it, and Finland will see it fired all the way back down to their goaltender Lampinen. So that's a pretty big save there for Canada on Milic's big save, and now a chance for Finland to reset the power play. Opportunity here. And good evening. Welcome for just joining. And now 13:55, shot blocked in front by Finland. And now a chance here, fired out by Canada down the boards, and it is, my friends, 3-2. 3-2 for Canada as we have 40 seconds to go here in this Finland power play. We're just about up and done it. 34 seconds like I mentioned. As this one carried across the center ice and then fired back into the Finnish zone to allow the speed through the neutral. Finland in on the attack, fires the shot, Milic, and the rebound back in the net for Finland. And that is Joakim Kemell scoring the goal right there, I believe. And it is 3-3 between Finland and Canada. Just like that, somebody asked what the score is, and it changes on a dime. Just like that, 13:21 to go in this third period. And suddenly we're set for quite something here. And Huutonen gets in, and then Joakim Kemell on the rebound. Just absolutely in tight finishing hands. Puts it to bed right there to make it 3-3. What a move there by Kemell. Power move to get to his forehand and just put it home as quickly as possible on Milic. Canada, I guess Mason McTavish led the tournament last time, and then Joachim Kemmel had it going last time out. So interesting. 13-17 to go here in this third period. Puck goes down into the Canadian end. 32-21 the shots. The score now dead even. Call or a tie. As this one here worked into the neutral by Finland. Boys in blue and white working it out. And get it down into the Canadian end, but it goes chopping into the bench. And we will have ourselves, my friends, a face-off in the neutral zone here in a matter of moments. But Joachim Kemmel scoring a big-time goal for his team. All right. We'll have a second here. Take a look and get going. 2.25 divided by 60. Now at 47.4 hours. Don't mind me at all. 47.4 hours. We're rocking. We're rolling. We are going to hit it. No problemo. Cursed myself. I said we'd hit 100. So now we will have to settle for 50. But that's fine and dandy, my friends. Just quickly a quick check on the views as things come together again. Yeah, 472, 533, and 378 back-to-back hours. We don't mind that at all. We're crushing along. Friends, this is where I send you an ad and we will do this thing here. If you're new to the channel, I want you to consider hitting that subscribe button, as it'd be greatly appreciated if you'd be so kind to hit that subscribe button and yeah, help me towards 10,000 subscribers. That would be great. As yeah, we're trying to do that by Boxing Day. I'm starting to lose ways to say it differently, but the wave going on at the rink in Halifax, and here's Canada breaking in. Gunther on a one-on-one. Shoots the puck and almost scores the goal, but it's denied there, and then he drives it back to the front of the net. Can't score there. Fantilli buzzing around out there as well for Team Canada, but he's going to have to backtrack and become the quote-unquote defenseman on this play as Zellweger drafts himself back into the play. 12:24 to go here in this third period. Shot and denial there by Milic on the wide end shot. Chance back to the blue line for Canada to get it out of the zone. Now it's going to be fired on down deep into the finish end. Sorry guys, I'm losing my track here. It's been a long game, and now we got 12 minutes to go, and I got to get ready for the Oilers game. Shot by Bedard off the post. Wow, Connor Bedard just froze Lampinen and hits the post, and what a chance there that was. Wow. That was a great looking shot. Bedard's absolutely looked crazy this game. It's the first game this year I've watched Connor Bedard, and he has lived up to the billing. 11:40 to go here in this third period as Canada sees the puck back in their own zone. Bedard across the blue line. Onside now is Hines. Pass to the middle. Can't find Bedard. It's going to be slapped off the boards, and a chance now for Finland to get it out. They do. They're through the neutral and into the Canadian zone. This one will be fired back into the zone, and oh my goodness, Connor Bedard gets taken out on a weird looking play. He didn't have possession of that puck, so are they going to rule that interference? Connor Bedard had a clear breakaway and then gets absolutely leveled on a hit, and they're going to call that down. And Bedard definitely looking like he wants to try and score this game breaker right there. Freezes Lampinen off the post. Look at how far Lampinen was out. He didn't know what to do, and Bedard just misses placing it onside. You don't see goalies at any level beat that clean that regularly while guessing, and Bedard gets taken out by the interference hip check. So we'll have a power play for Canada, and this special teams, they call it tripping on Himo Salmi, but I think that's more interference than anything. Chance here. Fantilli on the power play. Walks in. He's going to play off. And now a chance here for Canada to get it going. And the net front shot from Fantilli can't get it going. And this one cleared by Finland at long last. So now we'll have this one down. 10:50 to go here in this third period. As Canada sets up and gets the puck out of their own zone. And Brent Clark leads ahead. So the second unit on the ice to start this power play because, well, obviously Connor Bedard was just on the ice a moment ago. Korchinski on the ice with Brandt Clarke. Clarke wires the shot, fires it up and over top of the net. He's already been credited with a goal this evening, that's for sure. Here's Brandt Clarke again. Makes a man miss. Backdoor. Tap, tap, tap. Net comes off. No goal for Team Canada. And now Lampinen down in a heap. And Lampinen looks like he might have bit something off the leg. That's a no. Lampinen's still not up yet, and he is on his side. He gets down on his leg. He's stretching it out, Obviously, you know goalies, if they can't stretch it out, then there's a problem. And look at this great keep by Brandt Clarke, and he gets to the far side, and then I guess just one of the Canadian players, it looks like, goes down on his leg. Yep, that's exactly what it is. He just kind of goes down on the leg and twists it a little bit there. But Lampinen makes the save, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just kind of one of those of a little bit too much of a stretch maybe for Lampinen. But Canada's 2 for 5 on the power play. Now $1:10 to go, and they're going to get the top unit on the ice. And see what happens now for Canada here. Tough game. It's 3-3. 10:20 to go in the third period, and we got an Oilers game in exactly about 20 minutes here that we got to get to. So hurry up. Let's giddy up this pre-tournament game, and then we're going to have a puck fired radio to play. So we'll have another whistle there. Lampinen whistles himself down after leaving the stick on top of the net. Look at this. Brandt Clarke fires this one to the front, and then Lampinen, I think just an overextension there kind of bit him. And Fantilli can't believe he hasn't scored that goal. And now the Canadian side wins the face-off. Zellweger down low to Bedard. Zellweger looks for the shot. One-timer coming in from Gunther, denied. On the far side, Gunther regroups back to Zellweger, who keeps the line. Zellweger will go across to Connor Bedard, who walks down the wing. Bedard back across the grain, and it pops up and out of the zone on Dylan Gunther. So now Zellweger with 40 seconds to go and less than half a period to play gets this going. How about overtime? I wouldn't mind that. Views would be good for that, that's for sure. As that will be Zellweger stepping down at the line. He's going to fire the shot. Denial by Lampinen. Now Zellweger down low to Othman. Cross to Bedard. Bedard's going to go back to the blue line. Now there's Gunther. Gunther back from the captain, Shane Wright. Bedard walks down the line. Now across to Gunther. Zellweger back to Gunther and back to Bedard, who fires the shot. Denied by Lampinen, who's still in net, by the way. Brendan Othman has 4 seconds remain on the power play. Connor Bedard looking to equalize here. The go-ahead goal, I guess, not even equalize, but equalize the goal against with a goal for, but can't get it going, and now back the other way. The Finns fire up the attack. They can't get past the Canadian defense. 8:57 to go here in this third period to play. This is going to be fired off the boards by Gunther and Zellweger, who were able to work it out. Now a chance here as it goes back the other way for Finland. Worked there, and a chance off these boards for both teams to come up with this puck, and Canada does, as well as Gaucher comes off the boards, pushes it down. And this one will be worked into the near side corner by Canada, now battling there. Finland as well. 8:29 to go. Here's the time bleeding off the clock that I was hoping for. Suddenly. And now Canada at the blue line. Here's a chance to walk in on the attack. They walk through 2 defensemen, and a shot fired denied by Lampinen. Puck scrambles. Canada keeps it alive though. Shot by Roy. Saved now by Lampinen. 8:11 to go. And that was a mess of a play there by Del Mastro, who just walked around 2 Finnish defensemen and just about finished but Lampinen up to the test. And then Del Mastro pushed it aside too far. My friends, this is Dolynny TV. Good evening. Welcome aboard to the channel. I'm really grateful to have you along for tonight's broadcast. If you're new to the channel, what I want you to do right now is consider hitting that subscribe button here on the channel, because I would love to have you aboard for more Oilers hockey and, of course, the World Juniors all through the holidays, let me tell you. And secondary, too, you want to come back and see my nice fancy hair once it grows back, I promise you. Not to be too high on myself, but I think my hair and the beard combination is the best part of the show. That, of course, I hope is a joke. All right. Can the Oilers draft this Lampinen kid? Well, I don't know. Is he draft eligible? That's number one. And two, I would not mind having another goalie in the prospect pipeline to follow Fanti and Rodrigue. That's for sure. All right. All right, what do we got? 444. Okay, we're not running too mad at all. And is there anything we need to know on Twitter? Is there anything there? I don't think there really is. As David Riddick is the 166th different goaltender, Alex Ovechkin has scored a goal against the third most in NHL history next to Jaromir Jagr and Patrick Marleau. And I imagine, of course, Alex Ovechkin will have to victimize the most goaltenders in NHL history to score as many career goals as he plans on scoring. Alright, as we go, Canada rimming this puck around their zone, but unfortunately turn it over to Finland. Off a skate there on the pass to the middle. Finland's still trying to come up with it. Roy's able to come up with it, though, and fire it down the ice. And that, indeed, will be an icing call. 7:49 to go. And you know what? Here's the thing. If the Oilers do indeed draft Lampinen, I'm going to be like, I remember that name from somewhere. Why do I remember that name? And it just won't dawn on me. I'll have to go back and go through the Dolynny TV archives. But Canada here, 7:49 to go in the third period, looking to finish off this hockey game right here, right now. Next update, I will give you a chance to peek behind the curtain and see the watch time, as I believe, if I know what 2.3 times 1,344 is, I think we've hit our 50 hours of watch time today. And that's a pretty solid get, that is for sure. 7:37 to go here in this third period. Nothing decided yet here, though. That's the best part of this hockey game. Yet, nothing is decided. 7:28 in the third period. So we are exactly 7.5 minutes to go in crunch time here for both Team Canada and Finland. It's a pre-tournament game that means nothing. Shot off the post there by Finland. Goes nowhere. They retain possession, fired around the boards. And it's a pick up there by Canada that's able to get the puck going. And now a chance for Canada after it scrambles up in the blue line to regain possession. They do. And they will work it ahead, chip it into the finish zone. And will come off the boards. Not nice and call there. Canada in on the attack now. Trying to push things around the finish zone. They do. They've got the puck in on possession. But Finland able to come up with it. And that one now, Brandt Clark in possession at his own blue line, working to his face-off dot, firing up off the boards, and Canada is free. And sounds like somebody's freaking out. 6:38 to go here in this third period. And that's what I said. I wanted time to start winding off the clock a little bit, and it has, as Brandt Clark is able to work this one here off the boards, and now a chance for Canada again. And this is something I didn't expect. I think I've seen a lot more of Brandt Clark than I thought a second pairing defenseman would get in whatchamacallit, in a pre-tournament game, but good for him. Great to see him out there, of course, after the debacle last year or whatever. And chance fired in here, and now we have exactly 6 minutes to go, my friends. There is nothing decided, but they are back to the same old game Canada and Finland had in that first period, where they were back and forth in and out of zones and not putting shots on net. The shots are 43-22 Canada, but they come in bulk every single chance each team gets. Finland looking to do something here. Both teams some critical posts this period. And that one, Milic was beat clean on the blocker's side, but it hits the far post by Rustalainen. And that was a dangerous, dangerous looking chance there from the Finnish player. He's laughing about it. He thought he might have been able to seal this game for Finland. Unable to do it though. And now a face-off, one back here. And it'll be fired back. This one across, out of play. Players cross-check there is Brennan Othman, who's had a rough game. He's been pushed around a little bit, hit big time. And the Canadians will now go to a power play with 5:50 to go here in this third period. All of a sudden, the interest in the stream creeping up a little bit. My friends, this is Dolynny TV. Welcome aboard. I am Tyson. Glad to have you on this fine Friday night before Christmas. This game's been a doozy. It's been all right so far, I guess you could say. Power plays, penalty kills have been a big factor in this one. The refs pretty much calling anything and everything as is. customary with the IIHF. However, 52.86 hours watched on the stream. We have done the watch time goal. We're good to go. And my friends, as we get set up for this one, I would like to encourage you, take the rest of this hockey game, take the next 5 minutes, take the next 2 seconds to consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. I'd love to have you aboard for the rest of the Oilers season and the full, wholehearted World Juniors that I should be able to bring to you starting on Boxing Day, my friends. All right. Game on. We've got through the announcements. We've gotten through everything we need to do. Nobody's dipped out of the stream by the looks of it. And we should be good to rock and roll here for the rest of this game. We got 5:50 to go. And the Suomi player, named Suomi, goes to the box. I learned today that Suomi actually is like Finnish for Finland. So as far as I understand, nobody corrected me on saying that. So I hope I'm not saying something wrong. But Suomi is Finnish for Finland, and for some reason this kid's last name is Finland. It's Suomi, but it's Finland, right? That's the fun part about it. That's actually one of the most interesting things I've learned today. 5:45 to go. Always try and learn something new every day. It's a good day if you do. Connor Bedard looking to tie this game. He scores. Yep, nope, that was not tie the game. Go ahead. 4-3. Connor Bedard, power play goal. This kid's unreal. I don't know how to put it any other way. Like I don't know very many hockey players his age that can do exactly what he just did, right? Finland clears or tries a clearing attempt, they fail. It comes back to the blue line, Zellweger. He goes down low to Bedard, and Bedard just walks off the D-man, and with like that much space, puts the puck home on top of Lampinen. And I mean, look to the middle, cut to the outside, and the defenseman's way out of position, and then he just tucks it up bottom back bar and scores the 4-3 goal. Connor Bedard also draft eligible, by the way. And yeah, it's good to go. And Lion, not Finland. Okay, it actually means Lion. So, okay, now I'm confused because when I type in Suomi into Google, it says Finland nation. So I was a little confused at that. I thought there was some other meaning to it. Like I said, I was confused, Jason. But, yeah, as far as I am concerned, it means lion now. All right, we're learning. We're learning. Either way, shot fired in front doesn't go for Finland, who are now trailing this game 5-14. Shot fired in front, and this one will be worked out by Canada, who gets muscled off the puck for, I think, only the second time this game. It has not been a big occurrence for Canada to be muscled off the puck, and here's Josh Roy coming in. He fires down the puck in deep, and Finland now starting to scramble it up a little bit as they're going to have to sell out for a little bit of offense here. Canada smothered them pretty much in the second and third period, despite all the goal scoring happening in the second and third period. But again, it's all the power plays and Nations Crest line. That's fair enough. I don't know what the Google connection is there, and I mean trust Google and learn nothing, right? But that's where we're at. And look at Connor Bedard staring down the Finnish bench, and he has an edge to him, is what I'm seeing here. Now 90 goals in 105 career WHL games for Connor Bedard. That's a lot of goals over the course. Here we go. Turn back, and 4:30 to go here in this third period. Finland gets knocked out there by Colton Dach, brother of Kirby Dach. And this one's going to be worked back by Finland down into the Canadian zone. 4:17 to go. Canada leads 4-3. So thankfully they take home the lead again and should be able to settle it off as things go here. And a shot fired down there by Canada into the Finnish end. 4 minutes to go, and all of a sudden there's a little bit of a mix-up at the benches as Bankier looks like he's a little hurting after taking a couple of kicks to the stomach. It's going to come on down the ice, and that will be an icing call, and looks like somebody's chirping down the bench as somebody on Canada doesn't appreciate that. The big enforcer, Colton Dach. I mean, it's kind of weird. Colton Dach is one of the biggest guys on the roster, and literally Canada has him in more or less an enforcer role this year. Kind of a fourth line specialist, and there he is taking some kicks as Bankier as the guy tries to get off the bench. Anthony, the score is 4-3 for Canada as we finish this game up. 3:50 to go here in this third period. We're just about there. And a chance now as it'll be fired down low. 3:46 to go in this third period. Cleared into the neutral. Puck played off the boards. And bouncing around it is. Canada has possession now. And we are almost inside the final 210 seconds to go. 3:30 on the clock. Canada doubling up Finland in the shot department, 44-22. This one worked out by Finland again, and this has been the hard part, is Canada has, like I said, started leaning heavily on Finland, and that was kind of what I thought they'd start doing in that second period. They didn't do it until late, but after the second half of the second period, it's been all Canada since kind of deal in terms of how much they've leaned on the 5-on-5 play, and Finland has had some zone time, but nothing really quantitative of great amounts of shots or chances. Now, of course, the power plays have been impactful in this hockey game. Canada, Finland just rimming around the boards. This has been the hardest part of this game, is it kind of gets loose a little bit, where it's just rim it down into your zone, I'll rim it down into yours, we'll play in the neutral for a second, then we'll play behind my net for a minute, and then we'll go behind your net, and then a whole 10 minutes will have bled off the clock without anything happening. And that's more or less guilty of any World Juniors game, but normally there's always really good coverage of these games, so there's enough to keep us entertained throughout. 2:20 to go here in this third period. The fans pretty much are looking like they think this game's in the bag. And of course, that's a dangerous thing to do against Finland, because it was not too long ago, the World Championships this spring, where Canada was shocked after losing their goaltender. They were shocked by the Finnish side in overtime and lost that game. They scored, I think, in the dying minute of the hockey game, so there was quite the upset there to win that game for Finland. I mean, Finland had a good squad, though, too. No discredit to the impact of that Finnish roster. It was just one of those things. Finland never stopped coming, and they didn't stop coming, and they kept coming. But here's a chance now. $1:45 to go in this third period. Canada flips it out, and coming down the ice is Gaucher. He's going to get all the way down and chase that one there, but $1:37 now, and this one worked out there by Finland. Big on hit there. And Canada's trying to work this one out from behind their own net. Flipped on high. A chance worked there, and this one is going to be knocked down and whistled for a hand pass with $1:22 to go. It's 4-3 for Canada over top of Finland. Canada will play Czechia on the 26th, Germany on the 28th, and Austria on the 29th. I will have coverage of the Austria game and the Czechia game, as well as the Sweden game. Austria, unfortunately, I'm going for dinner, saying goodbye to a lifelong best friend who will be heading out of country for education for the next little while. So, unfortunately, we will not be live streaming on the 28th. We should have some coverage on the 29th. And then, of course, the 30th, 31st, we'll have tons of coverage for Finland, though. They're going to go out there and play Switzerland on the 26th, Slovakia on the 27th, Latvia on the 29th, and USA on the 31st. So that is their schedule for how things will shake out for them in the next little bit. The, timeout for Finland is now up and over with, so we will get back to hockey action here in a moment. And my foolish pride is going to tell me, my friends, we got to finish this live stream with over 1,500 views, and right now we got 1,491, so we should be able to get that done up here in the next few seconds before the puck even drops, as the face-off is to the right of Lampinen, but it's out of the Finnish zone. $1:22 to go here in this third period. Lampinen looking to leave the net, but all of a sudden Stankoven creating a little bit of chaos, and Lampinen's still trying to exit, but the D just can't seem to get out of the zone. And now a bad move by Lampinen, but a good recovery by the Finnish defense to get that going. And my goodness, the cold air coming in hot. As this one now 58 seconds, the extra attacker coming onto the ice for Finland. They're down 4-3 to Canada. Canada's got the lead here after the Connor Bedard goal, his second of the game. A beautiful top cheddar shot. 40 seconds to go. Near side corner, Finland's hammered off the puck. They battle now against Canada, who wasn't able to free it onto a stick. 4 Finnish attackers versus 3 Canadian defenders. There's 2 men high at the point, and they're able to keep it onside is Finland. 28 seconds to go. Shocker would be here overtime. 4-3 Canada, shot to the far side, goes in front and blocked there. Sends Van Welcome into the stream, and now Canada back the other way. Stankoven, he's going to wheel it down the ice, dunk it on in for the empty netter. 5-3 Canada with 13.5 seconds to go here in this third period of play. And my friends, that should seal it for the Canadian side. And just like that, just on time, we will have ourselves a hockey game to go watch for the Edmonton Oilers. That young fan absolutely lit up in the stands, excited. I know that 1,500 views, by the way, is dumb too. Lambert passes it in front, misses the stick, does the captain of Finland. There's a man knocked down in front. And then it's a nice pick there by Stankoven to bring it back the other way. He's hooked, he's clawed all the way down the ice, and then he just buries it. Does the assistant captain of Canada, tucks it home and finishes this game off. A 5-3 pre-tournament victory for Team Canada. Probably the most hard-fought game easily for Canada in this pre-tournament. And now, well, my friends, we go quiet on the World Junior stuff until Boxing Day. And we will go enjoy ourselves some coverage of Christmas, I guess you could say, tomorrow and the next day. 8 seconds to go on the clock. Thank you so much for spending your evening with me. It was my pleasure to have you along. You guys were great. You were phenomenal. Didn't have to ban a single guy from the chat tonight, single lady from the chat tonight. So we had ourselves a secure game. 5-3. Canada wins over top of Finland. And that is it. That is all she wrote for this one, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. If you haven't had a chance yet this evening, consider hitting that subscribe button. I will be live Boxing Day morning with coverage of the World Juniors beginning bright and early at, I believe, 9 o'clock Mountain Time, 11 o'clock Eastern, whatever the heck the schedule is. You know it. Just bank on me being half an hour early to the first game of the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. Have a great evening. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and